Hi everybody. I've been switching my computer on only for streams nowadays, and every time I switch on my computer I get all the notifications as stream is starting, which is stupid. Hi, how are we doing? Hello, hello. It is Sunday, indeed. As not everybody realized that it is Sunday. It is Sunday, that's how it works. We get this day once a week, and it is today. I had a nice meal with my family today. It was really nice. To celebrate my birthday, and it was really lovely. How's everyone doing? How's everybody doing? There we go. Let me say hi to everyone. Blue Jay popping in saying they forgot it was Sunday. It's not the case how it works. We do not have Sundays twice a week. Indeed, indeed. Sunny resubbed for 41 months. That is a lot of months. That is definitely the case. Quite a few months. And Ham also forgot that it was Sunday. Yes. Hi Ham, hi Blue Jay, hi Sunny, hi Alex, hi Metroid, hello, hello. And yes, it was my birthday. Sunday twice a week? What? Really? Crazy. Crazy times. We have passed my day of birth. How's your guys' week been? Has everybody had a nice... Thank you! Has everybody had a nice weekend? I am rolling over my skirt right now. Give me a sec, I need to readjust my thing. It's not today, it was Friday. Everything's really needs readjusting, guys, because if we're gonna have a productive day today on the map, which I am so insistent on having a more productive day today than we had last week, it is a must, okay? There's no other options. Because if you guys remember last week, we made negative progress. How dare I not tell you? I don't care to make a big thing of it. I don't care to make a big thing of it. Those who know. And those who don't know. And that's okay. Or your friends still have another year to go. But, like, school was tricky, man. You did it. You made it. You passed. Let's go. Right, I am really so ready. I'm putting my chair down so that I'm really ready to like lounge into the art and lock in. I have also felt in a little bit of a limbo since well, actually, honestly, for the whole semester's been a bit of a limbo because I haven't had fixed days. The only fixed days for me were like Tuesday mornings when I had a lecture. And like sometimes Fridays, sometimes Saturdays, because that's when I would be working in the other job. Why was I holding the chair? No, I'm... Rest in peace, chair. Oh, for goodness sake, guys, I'm lowering it down closer to the ground so that I can sit, not necessarily ethos style, but also half ethos style at my desk so that I have my iPad right in front of me. And there we go. 45 stream streak, what the heck? There's so many streams. How many streams does exist? What? You know you're being silly. Scam to school wrote your Russian language proficiency is only A2/B1 level? That doesn't sound like a lot. That doesn't sound like a lot. Like, one of your native mother tongues? But to be fair, Ham, I also had to prove that I could speak English fluently. I literally had to do an English proficiency exam that... You know, these things cost money. They cost time because you have to like. It's a certain amount of language that you have to do. You have it's not everyday language that it is having like the best speaking, which I obviously have the best speaking. You feel scammed? You need to. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like I've got a British password. British password. You all know my password now. It's British. What the heck? No passport, but I can't prove with that piece of paper, I can't prove that I'm British or that I can speak fluent English. So I had to do, back in high school, I had to do a English proficiency exam to prove that I can English. But I found out recently that they run out. So... Like, what do I have to do to prove that I can speak this language? Never had a Russian passport. well, then there's no way that they can tell that your Russian is any good. I don't know. I guess it's only at like the level of like Russian that you might have taken, and they can't prove anything more. So they at least can say that that's like the minimum amount that is your skill, I guess. Yeah, it's a weird system, but I also understand that it's in place. You can just write on your CV that you're proficient in Russian. That's what I do. I'm just saying, like, without giving them my certificate of English, I just say English is my mother tongue, and I assume that they believe me. And when it comes to like writing CVs and stuff, because honestly, we do all this kind of stuff, all these kind of papers, all these grades in school, so that we have a pretty CV, and then on the pretty CV we can maybe get the pretty job. I guess. But yeah, daunting things. Right, guys. I kind of don't want to mess around today. And I know I say that a lot, but I think I'm kind of ready to get right into it. Oh look, we've messed up again. I hate it when I do this. I really need to set up a better thing. I need to set up a better setup, because I keep forgetting to do this. There we go. It's time to lock in. We lock in and work on this, yes. So, I have been working on this drawing for quite a bit on stream. Like bit by bit by bit by bit by bit. Alex has a little sprout. What the heck? What is that? Blossom badge. That's so cute. I love a blossom badge. That's adorable. And I have been working a little bit on it today. Look, we got an Ivan drawn. I've drawn Ivan. I've drawn a birdie. I've drawn a birdie. And I've drawn a moi. And now I'm going to draw a multi. And a cucumber in here. But I'm so done with working on this frame on stream. I feel like... Is it fair to say that I don't want to work on this frame on stream anymore, and we don't work on this frame on stream anymore? Because I feel like this frame is cursed to not get much progress done. Instead, I have a couple of frames that are like close to being finished, like this one, and this one, and yeah, kind of this one as well. Although I would still have to draw a hand. And I kind of want to like do those frames first, is my thought. Do some art early today, let's go! I'll be able to work on the map for an entire week, ooh! I'm so intimidated by the progress that still needs to be made. And like, on paper it does say that I'm only about 50% done. Because like, there's not that many parts that are completely done, but I think the parts that I still have to do are like very few drawings. Because the way that I added it up is like part 13, for instance, which is this drawing, this drawing, this drawing, this drawing, this drawing, and this drawing has the same weight as this part 1, which is only a single drawing. Which I haven't done yet. So this counts as 0%, this drawing here, and this counts, I think I've counted it at like 75%, because we are almost done. Or 70% out of 50. And so this is so much more, right? You don't love drawing inanimate objects. Good for you, my dude. I'm glad that you have fun there. And then like this frame, like I just need to color in and be done. And it's just a case of like locking in. It really is just locking in. So I think we go chronologically, and I'm just starting. I'm going. You drew a sword of a boss. Ooh, good for you. So I think I am going to just start shading. Do I want to do the ocean first? Maybe I'll do a little bit of a gradient for the ocean, and then we can figure out the ocean later. Bim, bidi, bidi. Locking. All the locking is happening. I'm determined to prove people wrong. Funnily enough, the people that I want to prove wrong aren't in chat right now, but like, the mods say that I can't start drawing unless it's like an hour in. And look, it's 14 minutes. We've been live for 14 minutes, and I draw. I make the art. I do stuff. Let's go. We lock in. Indeed. I invite everyone else to lock in alongside me. Don't jinx yourself. No, it's all good. I'm here and I'm so locked. As long as there isn't like, I don't know, someone's gonna distract. No, don't distract me. That's not okay. The distraction is not welcome. Boop. So we go this way and we go this way. Boop, 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 boop. A switcheroo? No, not a switcheroo. No, the reason the mods distract me. Hydrate, thank you. I hydrate. Dang you, Metroid. Of course it was Metroid. Motivational drink. How long is the switcheroo for drawing again? We haven't had a switcheroo in a long time. Motivational drink. Metroid, can you help me? How long is the switcheroo for drawing? Is it 5 minutes or is it 3 minutes? And I said it's 3 minutes now. I can always add 2 minutes if I need to. Grr. I am going to make it easier for me in that case right now. I'm going to find the ocean frame. Water? No. What's it called? Organic? No. Elements. I always forget that it's that one. And we're just going to kind of like do a kind of oceany like texture to the ground, to the water. Speaking of oceany, speaking of water, guys, guess who watched Odyssey yesterday? Guess who went 5 minutes for drawing? Thank you. I will add 2 minutes once the timer goes then. I went to watch Odyssey, the big filmy that nobody said they were gonna like. And I really liked it. I really liked it. I should have done it when I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it then, to be fair. So I like to use this water brush as just like a base that I can go off of. So like it basically kind of draws in where the highlights and the shadows will be for me. And then I can just go over with my normal textured brush and kind of like accentuate the light part. This is so hard with my left hand. You gotta do the gremlin things, dang you. And I can just kind of like add like to the highlights, accentuate the highlights, which is definitely easier to do when you're drawing with your preferred drawing hand. Grr. 5 minutes is so long, we haven't even gone the 3 minute mark yet. Grr. But it's not, this brush isn't useful in every situation, but I sometimes like add some extra waves here and there. I love drawing waves, I love drawing nautical scenes, can you tell? Some of my first paintings that I ever did were of the ocean, and I still love to paint the ocean, I still love to paint water. I think it's definitely something that I could improve on, but it's just something I really enjoy doing. Hydrate train? No. No to hydrate train. I'm quite surprised at you guys. I actually went to fill up my bottle last stream. I literally said like I need to quickly go and fill up my bottle. And I didn't come back to a hydrate train. I was so expecting a hydrate train. And it didn't happen. Ham shall protect me. Yes, please. Ham making sure I don't hydrate. Ham only wants the worst for women. Ham doesn't want me to hydrate. That's how I'm spinning this. Okay. There's the timer for the 3 minutes. Let's add another 2 minutes to that. This is how villains are. This is how villains are made. Ham's gonna be the next live series villain you just watch. Villains aren't born, they're made, and they're made by doing this sort of stuff. By saying this sort of stuff. I'm so annoyed with myself. I can't get like the flow that I want with my left hand. Not the left hand. You know, I wonder if we do, is it possible to do a switcheroo like really right on top of each other? Because there is ways to like limit the amount of switcheroos that happen on top of each other. But what if there was like a way to switcheroos a switcheroo? So it's like an Uno reverse card. So like chat could be mean and make me switcheroo, but chat could also be nice and reverse the switcheroo. Thoughts to be had. There's a 10-minute cooldown between switches. Okay. I think I need to consider that. Why would we be nice? Because you guys are nice. I thought I'd foster a nice community here. I thought I'd foster a community of cool people. What if I do add? Is that too much? That's too much for sure. But we could just make it a bit kind of more brighter and highlighted with bloom. Okay. Boop. And then let's make it dark a bit. Gosh, how long are these 5 minutes, man? 5 minutes takes so long. Yeah, nice sometimes. It's only Koning and Multi like being mean to, but they're not women. There we go, there's the timer. I can draw again, oh my gosh. I'm really scared that my iPad's gonna overheat today. Because it's plugged in and it desperately needs charging. But like, I don't know, my iPad's like been losing charge really quickly recently. It's been so annoying. Because like it shouldn't have decharging capabilities like this. See, you don't hate women. See? Then it would be a Switch chaos. Thank goodness for the cooldown. True, yeah, you could go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I don't really want it to be too textured, to be honest. What do I think? Is this too loud? Is this too much? And if I go on a layer over here and go like low opacity. Because I want this to be like a bright and joyful layer. Ooh, hello. Hold on, guys. I hate it when that setting does that. There we go. Boop. Can't go 2 hours in Procreate with having to charge your iPad. Oh. 2022 or earlier is when you got it. Yeah. I got mine. When did I get mine? I think 2024. Like I think I got it in the what's it called, the Black Friday sale of 2024, if I remember correctly. And the one I had before that I got in 2019. So yeah, you know, I kind of expect this iPad to last as long as the previous one, if not longer. Because like I paid double the amount for this iPad than I did for that iPad. It's amazing what extra gigabytes, what extra storage and RAM necessities rack up that price. See about getting a new one because it is struggling, man. Yeah, it sucks. I'm so annoyed at like the built-in redundancy that things have nowadays. What do we think of that? Kind of like a bit. Is it a bit too icy blue? What is it? What does the previous frame look like? Okay, that's a bit more desaturated. Maybe I should desaturate this a bit. What do we think? Because I want these frames to kind of like feel similar to each other. Because it's kind of like I'm kind of like enjoy the fact of this frame how like they mirror each other with like. First one has me in the foreground and Cucumber a bit smaller up top. Like, yeah, me bottom left, Cucumber top right, but me in the foreground a bit smaller, a bit larger, Cucumber in the background a bit smaller. And here we're in the same positions, but Cucumber is a bit larger and I'm a bit smaller, so you know? You would just want to, don't want to have to keep dealing with crashes, dude. It's one of those things where I saved up for my first iPad, like out of like pocket money and odd jobs. And and it paid itself over many times. And what I was able to do is, with purchasing this iPad, is I did prints for a couple of years, and I did a couple of commissions, and gathered up the money from those, collected that, and from there I was able to afford a new iPad, kind of like, so it paid for itself, right? The work that I did on that old iPad paid for the new iPad. And so it's just one of those things where it's like, this is a tool that I use. Sure, it's an expensive tool, but honestly, there are a lot more expensive hobbies out there. And then I can use this for a couple of years, and it brings me a lot of like personal growth and use from an art perspective. So yeah, I always find like drawing with this tablet has always been great. Okay, so I think I don't quite know what to do with this rope. Let's maybe start with this rope ladder, because I feel like it needs to be a bit lighter, like maybe a bit more beige, or a beigey colour than it does. Because like what colour is ropes usually? Ropes are usually like white, aren't they? Am I silly? Am I a silly sausage? Ropes. Oh, of course, because we only get climbing ropes. Yeah, no, they're a beige. So I don't know why I thought ropes were brown when I first colored this out. Hi, Ivan. Ivan, I have something to show you. I hath drawn thee in silhouette form. Why is there such a noisy truck? How dare. You can't complain with your 11-inch Pro. Yeah, I think I have the smaller one, so is the 11-inch the larger one. I feel like the 11-inch is the larger one. I think I have to have the 9.5-inch. Just because I need the practicality of, transporting it. But I've got 1 terabyte of storage, and I think it's 32 gigabytes of RAM, which the RAM is important because it allows me to have a bunch of layers. And I've only actually ran out of layers on this iPad once, and that was with drawing this comic, because that was so many different things. Oh, it's flipping motorcyclists being noisy and obnoxious. We love it. Do you hear that rumbling in the background? Wonderful. Obnoxious motorcyclists. Close the window. Hello, Multi. Hello, my friend. Multi, what notification did I see from Steam when I logged onto my computer today? What Steam notification did I get? Because I actually haven't had the chance to see that, because literally as stream was starting, I saw that pop in and I'm like, Whistles. Never had the pain of drawing your characters, flowers, or paint. Ham. Do you see? Do you see the flowers? I love drawing flowers. I love painting flowers. I love flowers so much. Flowers are lovely, specific flowers especially. But I love drawing sunflowers and poppies and dandelions. I've lavender. I love painting lavender. I have so much fun painting flowers and doing flowers. And even if I didn't like drawing flowers, like, dude, I have so many brushes that allow me to draw flowers. Like, literally, this has been Ren's flower bouquet. If I didn't really want that, I could 3 Minecraft piece in a skin suit. Yes. Ham has a flower. I could definitely see like that being really like cool design wise, and this could also be like flowers as well. So it's like, and honestly, actually also, wow. I also have a bunch of these kind of line art flowers from another project that I did years ago. So like, even if I don't think I would struggle. I have like 2 entire folders of flowers. Woo! It's a poppy parade. Or is that a peony? I don't know. I don't think it's a poppy. A flower stamp 10 is what it is. You're jealous? No, so this was back when I did the book cover for Hawk. Okay, sorry. Yes, we're locking in today. Multi, I've been live for half an hour and I've already painted an ocean. I've already painted. See, this is how it works. The mods arrive and productivity goes downwards. This is what happens. It's the mods' fault. I blame the mods. I blame the mods. Ooh. It's completely your guys' fault. Not my fault, no. It's your guys' fault. It's definitely your guys' fault. Tick that off the bingo card, I guess. Tick that off the bingo card. Blame the mods. Gosh, I need to remind myself what is on the bingo card. I need to just generally remind myself to upload the bingo card. Where is it? There's definitely blame the mods somewhere, right? Oh yeah, blame the mods. Second on the left. Vibes as token merkin. I read that as token musician first. And I was like, Ivan and music? Ivan does music? I don't remember Ivan doing music. I guess that's how it works. No. Right. I'm going to basically steal the colours off of this boat, I think. Because I think that will make things easier. So, let's see. This is very textured, all of this, so. Who needs multiply and who needs add? That's what we're looking for, that colour. I can't blame multi, but like, I can though. But, sleeping mask. And so this this is almost Cucumber's hair colour. Well. Let's get rid of Cucumber and get rid of the rope ladder and get rid of moi and this rope. Rope. Do I need this? I do not. Don't need this. Don't need that. Alright, cool. We can and will play multi. Now, I would go and look up to find out what game it was that the Monsieur King has gifted my poor soul. I'm very concerned because I don't know if we were talking about any kind of like games that we were talking about getting and playing. I don't remember. Which is scary because I don't know. Good, so you can blame multi. We blame multi for everything apparently in this house. This right, okay, now we need to once again get rid of the add and the overlay. And then we'll just colour. Oh wow, that's really not like the same colour. What was I thinking when I was doing stuff? I'm gonna alpha lock this and I'm gonna make it like a bit more textured because right now it's very flat. Might as well throw some like different like coloured. I want to make it a bit darker. I don't know. It just sounds desaturated and it makes me sad if it's desaturated like that. Like that? Yeah, that's not too bad. So this is not shading yet. This is just me adding like some difference in like the floorboards of the ship. because I want it to look like rustic, all cobbled together. Gobbly wobbly whoop. Hi Zim! Wait, what? Did Metroid literally... Oh no, Zim's here. Zim was here. It made it look like that. I missed that message from Zim, so it looked like... It looked like Zim was... Like Metroid announced the coming of Zim. Zim, everyone's being mean to Multi. No, we're not. I'm just asking you, what did you do on Steam? Oh, true. So Zim, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, my friend. I started being really productive. I started drawing at 6:15. Can you believe it? I started drawing at 6:15. Like 15 minutes into drawing. And so I was like saying like, the mods are never gonna believe me. They're never gonna believe this happened, because they were always like commenting on how I never get started. And then we kind of came to the conclusion that maybe it's your guys' fault that I never get started, because there were no mods in chat at the time. Maybe you guys are the reason. So that's the conspiracy theory we've come up with right now on the spot, because yes. Library organizing game. Interesting. Why oh no? Is it bad? Is that bad thing to get? Because oh no? Really enjoying it? Good for you. Takes a lot of focus. People going on tangent about Willy Wonka had nothing to do with you. Ah, you're all mods. I love how the wholesome was also striped in my drawings. Beep, 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 beep. Do 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 dum dum dum. You're in trouble because I got a Steam notification. Yeah, I need to. The thing is, Multi, you'll be triple in you'll be double in trouble if I look at the Steam notification, because that would mean that I'm being distracted by the mods again. Chat won't be happy. I pretend to be mean to the mods, but like, I love them really. They're my good friends. What do you think? Is that a cute puffy little Clyde going out? I might just get rid of the line art for it because it doesn't need line art. How do we feel about the wholesome? That was actually the wholesome, the wholesome puffy cloud on the wholesome. That wasn't unintentional. We do appreciate the mods. Look at how cute. Okay, boat has different colors. Now, boat needs shading. Man, it looks so empty without like the characters here. Just as reference for people coming in now, this is the full drawing. It's full drawing. Let's go cucumber on the ropes. Me handing up the ropes. Yeah. So let's do some shading. I'm gonna use the same color of purple that I did here, I think. Yeah. Put you to normal. Oh, it's my base, it's my normal purple that I use all the time. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Curiosity killed the Katie. I need to find out what Steam game. Oh, wrong game. Wrong. Dang it. Put that off the bingo card. Wrong screen. Feel free to be mad at Multi for this. Ooh. It's a birthday gift. I got one of my games on my wish list as a birthday gift. Dude, that's so good. Thank you. So sweet. I appreciate it. What game is it? Journey. So the guys who, I think it's from the same guys who did Sky Children of the Night, right? Or the Light. I think. Is that correct? That was such a good one. Great game. It's quite a journey. Yes? Nice. Okay. Shading. I think I do actually want Cucumber in here for the shading. Because I need to figure out how... Oh, where's the light coming from? I think the light is coming from like here. Ooh, I can't. From here. So, because I want Cucumber's face to be all lit up. So that means... Wait, did I not colour that in properly? Well, apparently not. Apparently, colouring is not a job for accuracy. Wow, where's it coming from? The sun? Good job. Good job. Yes, congrats. Wonderful. So that means this side's going to be dark. This will be dark. And this is going to be dark. And also a Katie. We need to have a Katie light. Like that? How high is the sun in the sky? Because the higher up it is, the smaller the Katie shadow. The lower it is, the longer the Katie shadow. I don't think it's sunset yet. That's too long. Yeah, good enough. I don't want to overdo it on the shading. Because like the focus is really... This is all background. The focus really is Cucumber. So... One could go crazy if one wanted to. But you don't have to. It is not a must. Let's go a little bit softer on it. A more textured brush. Because we want this scene to be thingamajigger. On a 2 streak for buying games without Steam stopping you, so go you, yay. Yay? Let's go. Yes, Steam can be a little bit annoying when it's international. And it's like, dude, Steam, come on, mate. Like, how many gamers do you think are international friends? It's like, that's like probably most of your game base. So please accommodate for those people. If you're going to have a function that allows for gifting games to others. It's kind of ridiculous otherwise. It's looking so dark, but that's the whole idea because we haven't had highlights yet. Oop, not drawing assist. Clipping mask. So your only gripe with Steam? I don't know if I have a gripe with Steam. I think Steam is very fair in many a thing. I have more gripes with other kind of gamage stuff than I do with the Steamers. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. I find shading so therapeutic. Like sometimes it takes a lot of brain work. That is fair because you need to think about like, oh my gosh, where are the shadows, where the highlights help. But like sometimes you just like let the vibe of the pen go wherever you want it to go and it just goes. You know? Just let it go. Let it go, let it go. Bop, 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 bop. Got 20 € Steam thingy from a friend as a goodbye gift. Oh, let's go. That's so cool. I think it's also such an easy way to gift people a thing, because I've done it before as well, where I've gifted my brother like a game off of Steam that he was on his wish list, just as like an easy birthday or Christmas gift. And you know, that's you can tell that it's something that they want, and you can be like, oh well, that's a game that I think it would be fun for them to play, that I think, you know, but I know that it would be fun for them to play, so you can kind of pick and choose as well. Okay, are we doing stuff? I do want to get like these shingles. Shingles? Isn't that an illness? Roof shingles. Do you say shingles? Do you say roof tiles? I think my brain has just shingles. Okay. Yes, in that case. Isn't that also a disease? Is it the same word? Oh wow. Okay, wonderful. You're just 2 months away and you feel old at times. I think it's just part of life. I felt really old last year because it was like a big one in the sense of I don't freely kind of like spread my age online, but it was basically like a big birthday. It's one of those birthdays that people make a big deal out of, right? And I was like, dang, okay, wow, I feel so old. And so we have to log in every time you want to open Twitch. I don't know, man. What the heck? What's that about? And so I felt really like bad, like, oh my gosh, I'm wasting my life. Hello, wrong screen. No one could say they feel old with you around. I think there's just like, you know, you're at certain like points in your life. As one of the things, like, if you feel like you're at a point in your life where like, oh my gosh, I'm this age and I haven't done much, like, usually it's due to circumstance because, you know, you were in school or, you know, you had to earn money so that you could survive. But like, if you're unhappy at your point where you are, where you think like, oh, I'm this age, I should have done this, which is often very superficial goals that society forces on you, because that's usually the whole like thing behind people feeling old, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I'm already this age and I've done nothing with my life, quote unquote nothing. You've already done a lot, I can assure you, if you think about it. But then you need to think, like, if this is seriously something that is like bringing you down, of like, oh my gosh, I'm this age and I've done nothing, like, well, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to change in the next year, right? What are your goals? Because I don't really make like New Year's resolutions. But sometimes if I'm like at a point in my life where I'm thinking, well, I have this thing that I want to achieve. Like, there's something where I thought, like, either it's like an age-related thing of like, oh my gosh, I'm this age and I haven't done this yet. Then you kind of just, if it's just something that you really want, sometimes you should just put the work into it, you know? Then you look over at Princess and everything makes sense, yeah. There's some cards that we're dealt in life which mean that we weren't able to do something at a certain age, or, you know, often like travel is that kind of thing, right? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm this and this age and I haven't traveled to every continent yet. Well, to be honest, mate, that's a very privileged thing, right? To be able to travel is a very privileged thing. Most people in the world can't travel to different continents ever in any part of their lifetime. So some people don't even leave their home country. So that's one of those things. It's like, don't compare yourself to others if you can't do that, I think. Chat, Katie, don't hate you for what's about to happen. What's about to happen? What are we going to hate you about? The only thing that I can think of is that you're going to share your age online. Don't share your age online. Don't care how old you are. Don't share your age online. So I'm going to stop you right there. You can also allow for cross-continental with my help. You can allow for cross... You will force the next supercontinent immediately. How do you plan on doing that, Ivan? I can't read chat today. I feel like we're going towards a bingo today. So all the bingo stuff is happening suddenly. Okay, das willst du machen. Das ist doch nicht so problematisch. Ich hatte noch Angst, Motroy, dass du irgendwie dein Alter erzählen möchtest. Dann kann ich was. Ich kann mit Ham und ich kann mit Mango sprechen. Wie geht's euch, meine Lieben? Ja, manchmal hat man halt auch so auch Erfahrungen im Leben, die einem halt wie so einen Eindruck hinterlassen. Manchmal muss man auch einfach ein bisschen aufwachsen und ganz ehrlich, ich glaube so das ganze, man fühlt sich nie erwachsen, ist schon so etwas, aber ich glaube, meine Eltern fühlen sich nicht erwachsen, meine Großeltern fühlen sich nicht erwachsen. Ich glaube, so das ganze erwachsene Gefühl ist so eine Mythe. Also wenn du so darum gehen möchtest, ist es schon ein Dings. Sollte mit dem Map weitermachen? Ja, bitte, Leute. Ich möchte unbedingt, dass alle um die richtige Zeit fertig werden. Deswegen bin ich so hart dran. That's the timer. 1 minute of German. Ah, shut up. Hello? There we go. Do we need a German-speaking mod for these moments? I'm the German-speaking mod. Crow speaks German. Crow's an honorary mod. Just totally make me a mod for that. Oh, Ham, you need to deal with, like, you need to confront people as a mod. I'm not sure if that would be your kind of shtick, I'm gonna be honest. Hello? This is getting ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Are we back? Is stream back? That was me dropping out of internet, by the way. This is getting ridiculous. It happens like every single stream at this point. No! Man, I'm gonna be doing shingles forever. I'm gonna be shingling until the morning come. This can't take so long like this. Oh my gosh. I hate you. I gotta use a bigger brush for this and be a bit lighter, I think. Manga says, in your experience, it helps you have to be the adult one from time to time, but otherwise you get that feeling a lot. Dude, absolutely, man. With the whole thing happening with Mum is I've gotten really good at like taking phone calls and like demanding things that I need in phone calls. Because, dude, I used to have so much anxiety and I used to have like, oh, if I had to make a phone call, I'd muster myself up for like so long to do that. I've just gotten really good at just calling on behalf of my mum for like certain things, because I'm terrible when it comes to standing up for myself, but if I have to like sort something for someone else or stand up for someone else, I'm like, you betcha I'm there and you betcha I'm demanding stuff. I literally sat on the phone for like 15 minutes with a hospital personnel person, because they had asked my mum to come into the university hospital, which is like, I'd say that's an hour's drive away from where she is in rehab. Like an hour, maybe even over an hour, I feel like. Oh, actually, I need to think of geography. Maybe less than an hour. But still, it's driving into the city, right? And I had to explain to this person, because they wanted to do like, I think it was a CT scan. I had to explain to this person like, how are we going to transport her there? And she's like, oh yeah, you could just drive her there, and like there's a drop-off zone in front of the university where you can leave her off. And I'm going, you don't understand. She needs a wheelchair. I was like, oh yeah, well there's wheelchairs at the entrance, and you know she can get out the car and grab a wheelchair. I'm like, no, you don't understand. She can't stand. And so I was trying to go back and forth for like so long with this lady. And when she finally did understand, she was a lot more accommodating, but I was just kind of like, please, how are we supposed to get her to the hospital? How do we do this? And so I'm really intrigued, because her first appointment since entering rehab is on Tuesday, and I'm really hoping we can get her there. in ways. I still have half of the switcheroo time. Multi, you're the worst. So I don't know, like stepping up to be the adult, I think like in certain moments you just do it. You just get there and get it done. Because you have to, right? Because there's like no other option. Because like, you know, bless my dad's heart. It was like, oh, hi chat. Oh my flipping goodness. Chat delay. Hi everybody. Oh my goodness, chat. Hello. Flipping heck. Hi Lady K. Hello. Oh no, stream up. Oh, she's back. I've just been talking and the chat box was not updating. I gotta stop bullying my internet now. I need to start making calls there as well. The princess is very nice today. What did princess say? Oh, the princess wanted the old switcheroo. Enjoy the quick cat break, my dude. How's my mum doing? She's alright. It was a princess routine. I also did not understand that it's back. We're back. Wanted to wait till talking till the timer was done. That's very fair. Mum's doing okay. You arrived to German. Mum's doing good. She's like making progress. She's like able to, like, I find it hard to like explain what she's able to do. She's getting more and more strength. But she's still in a wheelchair, still wheelchair bound. So on Tuesday is her first visit back to the hospital since she left the hospital. So it's going to be interesting how we get her there and how that's also going to work. That's big anxiety. But yeah, I've had to adult a lot in the course of this all because like, you know, I'm the one who's most fluent in German. So like a lot of these things are in German. So it's just kind of like, you know, stepping up and becoming the grown up in making those kind of calls and those kinds of decisions and that kind of thing. You did the switch and you're left-handed, it feels very odd. Oh, hi guys, we're back. Connection really successful. What the heck, man? I'm very ready to bully my internet service provider. My iPad also isn't sharing anymore. I might need a different internet thingy. We're in a 2-year contract. We have to wait until December until we can get a new contract. Same goes for the chat box. Welcome back, chat box. I'm readjusting my chair. We're back. Yay! Guys, this internet service provider has really been annoying me, right? Because back when Twin Life was happening and I was having internet problems back then, right? I spent like a week calling them, trying to get like the internet working. Like trying to like, you know, get it functioning. And then they finally got back to me saying, we don't know what's wrong with your internet, so we're just going to send you a new box, and we're assuming it's a fault on the box, so we're just going to send you a new box. Same day the box arrives, we haven't even had the chance to change the box. The internet works again. It just starts working again, so we haven't even used that new box. And so, like, what the heck? And since then, because they now have my number, so I've been getting telemarketing calls of being like, hello, we see that you are on our internet, our home internet plan, but we have a fantastic deal for you for mobile as well, to get your mobile internet. And I'm sat there going, the reason that you have my number is because I called you because your internet sucks. Do you think I want a mobile plan with you people? Do you think that's what I want? Do you think you've sold yourself well enough? Wow, Lizzie, awesome. 45 streams, let's go. Do you think that I'm so impressed with your product because it was such a pain to get our internet to work again last time that I'm so happy to be your customer for a mobile plan. Heck nah, absolutely not. And even now, like, I'm getting, it's one of those things where it's like they call me like every 2 days for a couple of weeks, and then they don't call me again for a couple of weeks. I never pick up I've picked up the call twice. I picked up the call twice, and like I've been like, no, thank you, both times. And so I think the next time I pick up the call, then I will say like, look, if you don't stop calling me, I am cancelling this internet contract. Because it's getting really annoying. And now the internet's not working again, every now and again. And I still call, yeah. So the internet still has problems, so I might have to... Dude, I'm so busy. I got family coming over, I gotta finish the map. Oh, it's all like to-do lists. But yeah, I think I should add that to my to-do list. Sounds about right, yeah, just threaten to cancel. Although we did say, like, what if they were like, alright, well, they're threatening to cancel, so we'll make that internet crap. Nice church bells, thank you. The thing is, since I moved... oh, actually, it's because the window's still slightly open. Hold up. It's 7 p.m. and it's at 8:30 where we'll have 5 minutes of church bells. I think it's because like we're like 2 meters closer to the windows now with this new setup. You guys can hear the church bells a bit better. Mango's been here for a while, everybody. What? Was I seeing things? Mango hasn't just arrived, hasn't he? Mango's been here for a hot minute. Just making some, like, of these pots darker. Been here for 15 minutes, so yes, yeah. I mean, I guess we can still say hi to Mango. Hi, Mango. I don't know if I said hi to Mango. Just saw Mango in chat cut you some slack. Never! The slack will never be cut. Boop. Oh, so sorry. Sorry, guys. That should also be a bingo card thing. It's because the screen broke for a little bit. I think when I lost internet, my screen also said like, no, I'm not going to show you iPad anymore. It's not happening. Boop. I'm so like not in the mood for like technical difficulties at the moment. I'm going to be honest. I just want life to kind of flow without issue at the moment. It's just like, you know, when you're so done, you just don't have the mental capacity for anything else to go wrong. Tiny Katie, yeah, tiny Katie, little Katie, very small Katie on a big butt. Let's also like make some of these lines a bit darker. Got a pro streamer, that's how it works. Come on, guys, let's be honest. It would be boring if it weren't scuffed. It would be boring if it was so streamlined like every other streamer. You're here for the scuff. You secretly love it, don't you, you sick little... I don't know. But big, I guess it's a forced perspective kind of thing. Not that big, actually, considering the size of Katie. It's a boat. It's a boat. It's a base. That's what I wanted to say. So we also have a rope ladder and a cucumber up here. We like broken streams, indeed. What the heck? Hello? What the heck? Bugger off! I am so deactivating this. I keep getting like pop-ups for something called Tailscale, and I think I downloaded it once in like panic so that I could play a game with Crow because it wasn't working. And it didn't end up working. So we use something else. So I feel like, and then now it's like update. So it keeps opening up my browser. Like being like, please sign in. And I'm like, no, go away. Why does everything want me right now? Why does everything be like calling like, please use me, please use me, please use me. I think I'm gonna do all the shading first and then I'll do the highlighting. Sound good? Clipping mask, not drawing, this is clipping mask. I like little figures like this because little figures like this are so flipping easy to shade. It's like done in a minute. Like that. Like this, like that. Scuff and chaos is what we're here for, indeed. And dilly diddly. Rip at it. Let's merge this down. This is another one of those drawings that is just unending amounts of layers. So many layers. Round layer cronk. I really want to make a sticker like that. But I don't know if Disney would have a problem with it. Maybe I could make an emote. Simon and I have been looking at. We started out this whole conversation looking at freezers because we've just recently got ourselves a freezer. We didn't have a freezer before. We just had like the tiny little freezer that you have in the top of your fridge. That's all we had. And we decided, girl, we need ice creams. We need different shapes of ice cubes so that we can have fancy ice cubes in our cocktails. Because we're also in the point of like completing our home bar almost. Our home bar is almost done. So guys, if you want to come by for a drink. I guess the only person here I could really ask is Mango. Because Mango is the most local, I guess. But yeah, we got the home bar kind of set up. So we decided we definitely need to bite the bullet and we need to get a freezer. Because we were looking at different models at the same time. But at the same time, Simon was like also looking at like a printer that prints out, that you can print like on canvas. So think, yeah, canvas. I don't know what else to explain. Hi, Molly. So jealous that you get to get so many layers with a screen size. When you woke up on matte drawings, you only get 12? Only 12? Is that like is that, cause remember Blue Jay, my map size is massive. Like you could divide my canvas size by 3 and you'd still have the 1080p. Like you didn't have to choose the exact like canvas size that I took. Cause that's ridiculous. That sounds like a fun place to print menus on. iPad head's my size. Plastic, thank you. I'm actually sat pretty straight right now. I'm not talking menus, so we're talking so Simon, did I say menus? What's the name of a menu bar in a bar when it's purely... Oh! The card? Carter? Die Karte? Early ice. I mean, it's just one of those things that I've just started, okay? I'm too far into back end. That's your fault. I take no responsibility there. There was no requirement to use the exact same pixel amount that I have. There was no requirement there, so it's your fault. No responsibility taken. Thinking printing them on canvas sacks that you then fill with something or place. Oh, no. So you know, like, you paint on a canvas? It's like a rough paper. Canvas paper. We know canvas paper, right? Guys, you are all fake artists if you don't know what canvases is. This is a canvas. This kind of paper, you know, the rough paper? So it can print, so basically it can print on that kind of paper. And Simon was talking about it for printing designs on things that you can, like on bookbinding materials. So you could literally draw your design, print it out on a canvas paper, and then bind your book in that design. So like, what? Yeah. And so we were kind of like, it was quite funny because we were saying like, wow, this freezer isn't actually as much as we thought we were going to pay for a freezer. So we were like, you know, my joke is always if something isn't as expensive as you were maybe budgeting for. Or especially if it's something that you didn't necessarily, okay, we needed the freezer, but I usually use this in context of like, if you're buying something that you didn't need, but that something maybe was on sale, and so you buy it and then you go, well, what will we do with the money we saved? In the sense of, yes, we saved money and not paying full price for that, but like, we could have saved even more money if we hadn't bought that. So it's like, what will we do with the money we saved? That's always something that my mum says. And you're going to pretend what those words mean together? What? Printing on canvas? Bookbinding, printing on canvas? What words? What words? I don't know what words. We speak words here, apparently. I didn't know that, but apparently that's what happens. That words get spoke. I guess. I feel like this rope needs to be lighter. I think this rope needs to be relatively bright compared to the rest of the... Ich muss wieder Deutsch reden, meine Güte, Leute. Ihr habt's wirklich heute mit den Switcheroos und den Deutsch. Ihr tut ganz gern heute eure Punkte ausgeben. Jetzt können wir Cucumber. Oh, Cucumber hat auch noch einen Arm. Es macht mir Angst, dass Cucumber einen Arm hat. Aber schauen wir mal. Ach du meine Güte, ich kriege schon den ganzen Tag auf Drawing Assist. So. Deine 40.000? Ich habe noch nichts eingelöst. 40.000, oh, okay. Mango, ich habe es gerade mit Cucumber drüber gehabt. Cucumber hat fast 100.000. Ja, hoffentlich hat Cucumber einen Arm. Ja, aber es ist auf einem separaten Layer. Auf eine separate Schicht. Und mein Gedanke ist, dass ich im Animatic möchte ich diesen Arm wie so separat bewegen, oder? Dass sich so wie den Seil hoch bewegt. Aber Cucumber hat fast 100.000 Punkte. Oh, there's a type. Cucumber almost has 100,000 channel points, everybody. I just felt like I needed to announce that here. Cucumber has been holding out on everybody. Cucumber could do all the hydrate trains. But apparently I need to do something for 100,000. I don't know. Metroid, you're like, why? But you do it yourself as well. I've done a very shoddy job of colouring here. And I haven't even coloured Cucumber's face. What the heck? I can't do any shading if we haven't coloured her face. Ooh, that's her arm, not her face, for goodness sake. I was complaining that Cucumber has an arm. Can you understand what I'm saying, Molly? Because I do speak quite quickly. Ooh. You get what's happening somewhat? I do like the idea of kind of like speaking about really secretive topics. Oh, you thought arm meant paw. Yeah, it's both the same. Yes. Schweizer Rechtschreibung. Ooh, very dangerous, Mango. There is no such thing as one way to speak, to write in Swiss German. So many different people write differently in Swiss German. So much so that sometimes the Swiss have trouble reading Swiss German. Because everyone has such individual writing styles when it comes to writing Swiss German. I thought it was just a me problem, but I found out recently it's not just a me problem. There's exactly one way of writing Swiss Standard German. You mean that one? No, it's set arg. Okay. Hi, German. Okay. So yeah, arm. Am I silly? Arm is arm in English, but also arm in Deutsch. Yeah? I have an arm. Ich habe einen Arm. Am I crazy? Is that the same thing? You know. Arm equals arm and paw. Yeah. Okay. I thought I was going crazy there. Phew, thank goodness I'm not going crazy. Oh, that'll be... yeah. Cause yeah. The right way to write Swiss German is the way that is legible to you, a person who doesn't know that language. Yes, that is the only correct way to write Swiss German. Indeed. Dum-dum-dum. Right. And sehen, let's get some highlights in here. Too large. Hello? Can I please? There we go, I see it now. Why is this? Oh, because it's the flipping hand. Arm dran could mean, is your arm still attached or are you poor? In the sense of you've been hit by some bad news lately. Yeah. I guess poor boy could be the right translation. Or yeah, or like you're having some tough luck. I feel like that's also a way I would translate it. Down on your luck. Where's the Latin cucumber coming from? It's coming from this direction. Wow, you can't see that. Gosh, for goodness sake, all these. This direction. It's going to be pretty head-on light. But we'll do the shadows first. That's one of those things that I'm not very good at is like sticking to a light source. Is the former an expression of some sort, or you literally mean you still have your arm? Literally, yeah. Is your arm still attached? I help with shading, personally draw a little sun so you have reference where the light's coming from. Yeah, I don't necessarily, I've got it in like in my head. I don't necessarily struggle with like where the light's coming from. I just don't always do it correctly. You know, it's one of the things, I don't struggle with it, but I also don't do it right. I'm just vibing. That's basically my whole vibe. I'm just here. I'm just making the art. If it's not entirely correct, that's okay. Because I'm having fun doing it. That's been my entire like philosophy when it comes to art, actually. Because I've always been like, why am I clicking on drawing assist? I want to click on clipping mask. There's always like, you can always learn and study art and that kind of thing. But that was never necessarily fun for me. Like I did like half an anatomy course, not even. I got as far as the torso. Actually, I think I started on the arms. I did the torso, hips, head. And I was starting on the arms and how the arms are connected to the torso. Which is why my legs are always my weakest point, because I never even started those. But yeah, it's just kind of like, well, I came to the point where I've got limited time to invest in drawing, so I just kind of wanted to invest that time in actually drawing and not necessarily actively learning. And so for me, art has always been like a very passive learning journey. Like I pick up skills as I go, and obviously that means that I'm not improving as quickly as I could be, but I'm having fun doing it. And like, I don't want to discourage people from studying now if they want to. But and so that's like also a reason why I've got like a very weird like view of people being like, oh, if people like comment that my anatomy is wrong, right? Because I know my anatomy is not perfect. So it's just kind of, I always find it very weird when, and I'm not saying that that's what Lady K was going on about, but kind of like just to go on a separate tangent here. That's why I'm always kind of like a bit like, I don't really know how to respond to people who are like, this is what's wrong with your anatomy, because like, I don't care. Right? It's like, yeah, sure, I see that, and I can see that my anatomy was like a lot worse in the past than it is now. Like, and there's some things that I definitely can see, and if people ask for tips on like ways that they can improve their anatomy, if there's like, if you know, if they're at an earlier stage in their art journey than me, then I can give tips on maybe how things can maybe look a bit more anatomically correct. But like, I'm no anatomy master, and I don't claim to be, and I don't aim to be, you know? You thought I was trying to appear human? Mikuba, you forgot the Goinkus bone, your human subjects. Gloinkus. Sure, yeah. Yeah, I'm just having fun doing it. I'm just having a good time doing it, and that's kind of like... Sometimes I do feel like I've hit like a bit of a block position where I'm like not... I can see... Like, my eyes have progressed past my skill, where I can see that there's something off about a drawing. But I don't know how to change it. And sometimes then I do go on a little bit of, like, art theory thing for, like, a couple days, maybe. That was, for instance, when I was trying to draw hands. I was like, I decided, right, I'm going to draw hands. So I spent a week drawing hands, and now I draw hands. Basically. Just locking in and practicing that thing. And that's how that happened, and how that worked. But yeah, I don't do... For instance, warm-ups is one of the things. Like, I don't do warm-ups. I probably should for my wrist health. But I don't draw for, like, multiple hours on end anymore. I used to. I think my record is drawing 16 hours in a day. Which, honestly, I might have to pull out some of the more of those days to get this map finished. It's annoying when you've got other things in life to do and you don't just have to work on the map. I could get this done very quickly if I just had to work on the map. But anatomy isn't aiming for perfection either. It's more so based on vibes, what you think looks good. Back? Agile? Oh, agile! No, not the agile. How dare the agile. And so, like, I definitely, like, if you're trying to improve your art, and you want like specific tips on to improve your art, then definitely, like, I might not be the best person to go to. I can just explain like the things that I've learned in my art journey, but I don't necessarily consider myself an art teacher. It's just how I do things. And so, yeah, I just like the learning by doing. I just like the organicness of, oh, I have this challenge. I don't know how to draw this thing. I've never drawn a boat from this angle before. But I know what a boat looks like. And I can imagine if you tilt a boat a certain way, then that could look like that, I guess. Yeah, perspective is definitely one of those things. Like, and I found that in this drawing, and I found that in multiple drawings that I've got for the map. Like this one... I think also generally with the Portal shenanigans, perspective is a big thing, because this one also had like a bit of a skewed perspective. This one is like from below, so it's got a bit of a skewed perspective. I could have done more with it, but there are a couple of drawings that have like skewed perspectives, especially with the ship here as well. And so I should probably actually start learning about perspective a bit more. The last time I did it was probably like 7 years ago in high school. But I find it so boring. I find it so boring. and drawing like architectural stuff like that. But then again, I love drawing boats, so maybe like, I don't know, I could learn perspective by drawing boats. Maybe that's my next side quest where I was like, I want to learn how to draw hands. Draws hands for a week. I want to learn perspective. Draws perspective for a week. Oh. Hello? Oh, Procreate's glitched out, guys. Give me... Let's just let it chill for a second. It load. You'll be able to work on the map for like 4 days next week. Oof. That is an oof. I also won't be able to work on the map for like 4 days next week. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is when my family is here. From the UK. And because I'm not like, I'm working on Friday, but otherwise I'm not working, so I've kind of volunteered to be the designated driver to wherever they need to go. Yeah. It's a whole thing. Are we back? I think we're back. Boop. So yeah, Blue, we got this. No, we're not back. I can't move the screen. Procreate, please. Hello. There we go. Drawing. There we go. Really want to do more with different perspectives, but you feel a bit intimidated with it at times. Yeah. I think I just got into it bit by bit, right? With like one drawing at a time. So say, you know, you don't do the most difficult perspective immediately, but you do like, oh, hello. There we go. But you do like some more simple ones, right? To kind of get you going. There we go. So say, let's see, I mean, you know, these kind of like first drawings that I did aren't necessarily very perspective-ish. You're like, in a lot of my first drawings, like you're on the same eye level as the characters, and there's not like anything like looking at them from below as much or above as much. I mean, there's attempts at it a little bit, but it's not really very forced. I mean, I don't think it's very forced right now. And then also when it comes to like perspective stuff, it's really helpful to have Minecraft screenshots in front of you. Like screenshots of Minecraft builds. Like this for instance, wow, back in 22. This was, Ham, can I just do a little thing? Little thing? May I please? Take a 5-minute break. I've been doing a lot of progress, okay? This was kind of like a Minecraft screenshot. This is from a base. So like, and this is also from a base, and like you can do a lot I like of perspective learning by learning how Minecraft looks. But then, you know, you kind of get more alive, like, okay, we're kind of taking not just a head-on shot, but we're looking up at something. And making it a little bit more interesting, even like with pillars and stuff. And looking at stuff from below, you know? It gets, you know, bit by bit, step by step, you kind of do more. And you also start drawing people from below and like different perspectives. But I will say in Feed the Machine, I think, is where I tried to do like more kind of perspective work. You know, kind of forced perspective, kind of like bringing you into the drawing, compositional work. God, I hated this drawing so much for that exact reason, because perspective was awful here. And I think I struggled a lot more than I could have. Like this one as well. I struggled a lot more than I could have maybe struggled if I knew if I knew how flipping heck, what's it called? If I knew how perspective worked. That's it. Why did I struggle with that so much? If I knew how perspective worked, then this kind of thing would probably be easier for me. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff when it comes to, like, this was also difficult perspective-wise. I don't think I did a very good job of it. It looks a bit wonky to me. Yeah. And then it was 4 eyes. Yeah, oh my gosh, I remember. But I think what I wanted to... I'm trying to look for a specific frame. This frame. This was like a big one for me because it was like forced perspective and making you feel like really tall and like going really small and yeah. You know, you just kind of like, I think it helps doing organic shapes as well because it's not necessarily, because this is a very structured shape. Enjoy playing Slay the Spire Ham. This is a very structured shape. And so I find that a lot harder than doing, for instance, the Secret Keeper from above. Yeah? You know, you just kind of ease into it. That's how I've been doing it naturally. And then like you kind of get to a point where you find certain drawings a lot easier. Like consider Cucumber's pose here, right? It's like very much from above. Her body's very much squeezed together, and basically I've drawn a very similar pose before. Let's see. Do I have it here? Yeah. I've drawn this pose from Pearl before, which is a very similar pose. And I kind of like referenced that when I was trying to do this. And I struggled with this pose a lot in the Draw This in Your Style. But I was like, okay, well, what was that? What was that thing with Pearl? Like, try. And I did this one a lot quicker. So, you know, practice definitely helps. I won't say practice makes perfect because that's putting pressure on yourself. But practice definitely helps if you've drawn something before. Can't believe I got that portal wrong. That portal was pain. Okay. How are we feeling on the shading side of things? I don't want there to be like too much shading here. I want it to be a very light and bright scene. So I don't want to go overboard too much. Do a bit of her face. And then I think we can start with highlights. And highlights are always quicker because I no longer really have to think about where the shadows are. I just have to, where the highlights and shadows are, I just have to draw where there aren't. You know, draw the highlights where the shadows aren't. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Let's see, let's get these highlights down to a normal layer. Duplicate so we can find them better. Ooh, it's a very kind of golden highlight I like. That's probably what we're going to go for. Nice. Practice makes habits. Ah, I like that. I like that. So I'm gonna shade Cucumber first. Oh, sorry, highlight Cucumber first. Kind of work my way backwards, right? Because I want Cucumber to be the lightest subject, and then we can just kind of compare everything to Cucumber. Because I want your eye to be drawn to Cucumber here. There we go. Ba-dum, ba-dum, dum, dum. Right. General shading, general highlights, and now let's highlight specific parts. Almost makes Cucumber look like a ginger. Is Cucumber Sam? We're back here again. Everyone is Sam. Realize I haven't done a lot of like hair strand straight shading. Not a lot of detail in the hair. I'm gonna feel so good when this drawing's finished. It's kind of like been like, oh yeah, that'll be a quick finish, and I think I've always known it's not going to necessarily be a quick finish, because you know there's a lot of elements that I need to highlight. But I've kind of like been cheating myself, going like, oh yeah, I'll do that in like half an hour. But I've always known it's been yes, I am Sal. So according to Molly, the imposter voice is Jack Black. Apparently. That's how it works. Now I can just imagine Jack Black in Among Us. I would see that. I would see... Isn't there like an Among Us TV show that dropped recently? Did I have that correctly in my brain? I would see Jack Black in one of the voice acting roles and that kind of thing. Yeah, literally, Lady K. It happens so often. It happens so often. Right, okay, I like how Cucumber's shaded there. And I'm just going to colour her line art, maybe in the same colour that I have here. Just kind of give a bit of like a kind of dreamy vibe, like you know, everything's right. Everything's right with the world. That's the vibes that I want to share with these drawings, with these two drawings. Like, everything is right with the world. It's the point where we're building the wholesome, and everything is wholesome, everything is lovely. So might as well, while we're here, just colour in everything in this darker purple. And it's just the point in the song where it goes, and if you close your eyes, does it almost... That doesn't work with that background, does it? Does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? Oh, I didn't colour in that part. Tut, tut, tut. How dare I? I'm looking for a colour to pick. It's the exact same colour that I already had. Wonderful. What the heck? Where is this so like cursed? Duplicate. Where's the other line out then? Oh, it's this one, is it? Alpha Lock? That's more like it. Has the sail been coloured? Yes, the sail has been coloured. Lighter colour than I had before. I'm not sure what I quite like to think about that. I don't think it works here. I think everything is too dark here for that. It's even lighter. So we'll find a new colour that works then, I guess. That's how it works. Seen clips of it, looks fun, don't have Paramount though. Yeah, man. I'm so annoyed. Like, there's a lot of good stuff that's going on Paramount, but the fact that they offer like the normal Paramount stuff that you pay for, and then you still have ads. They still have ads like in their things. I'm like, what the heck? I don't want to pay for ads. But it's kind of cool because every time a new Star Trek season comes out, so like think Strange New Worlds or most recently Starfleet Academy, my dad gets Paramount Plus for like 2 months, and then we watch the season, and then that's it. And so we currently have Paramount Plus so that my dad can watch Starfleet Academy, which I haven't had a chance to watch yet. But that means I'm going to have access to Paramount when, in a week, or in less than a week, the new Avatar: The Last Airbender film is coming out. I need to readjust and sit down again. The new Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. The one that was leaked, but I didn't watch the leak, so I'm happy to watch the actual thing when it comes out, because I want to support I want to support the studio. So yeah, I get to see it completely legally. Still salty that that didn't get a theatrical release, but you know, what can we do at this point? Right, oh no, the rope. Alpha lock. Alpha lock. No, we want this color. What the heck happened? I wanted this color. Clipping mask. Multiply. Back to this color. Just lightly shade that rope. And lightly highlight that rope, because what the heck, it's a rope. Who cares about it? If you care about a rope, that's good for you, but I don't. Then we have the rope ladder. Clipping mask. Were we done with cucumber? Were we done highlighting cucumber? I can't remember. I think I got distracted by colouring in the liner. I'm okay with how she looks now, so we could just leave it for now. Dude, highlighting 3D objects is kind of tricky, man. Not gonna lie. Because they curl and they weave and they look different at different angles, because, like, that's how light works. And I will complain about it. I will complain that this is how light works. How dare light work like that? I'm just going to highlight this a bit more, because I really do want cucumber in this rope ladder to stand out. So for that reason, I'm going to just add a bit more of a glow. Did I do an overlay layer? I don't always do overlay layers, but sometimes I do. Did we do one here? We did not. Okay, that's fine then. Right. Done the rope ladder. Now on to a quick highlightage of Katie. And then we do the ship, and the ship has been taking the longest, so that's fair. There we go. The bow needs to stand out, that's important. Small Katie. Little Katie. I'm really happy with this drawing. I like the composition. It just brings me joy. It brings me back to my favourite moments on The Wholesome. I really enjoyed Twin Life. In all the chaos that it was, I was just very happy to be a little wholesome sailor. And have a fantastic twin. Who was also very wholesome. I really, really had a good time with Twin Life. Right, Cucumber, as much as I've just said that I appreciate you, you gotta go away. And it's just so crazy to think about, like, how would the series would have progressed? How would Twin Life have progressed if I had been twinned with Mango? If I'd been twinned with Sam? Oh my gosh, imagine. All the Portal shenanigans, like, very close to home. Bye, Cucumber. I want you to also think that question, Mango. What, how do you think that the series would, like, it would have been so different? Like, teaming with just anyone else. And that's what I love about the Life series. Is that it is just so different every single time. And the fun thing is I think I would have had just as much fun with anyone else in the series as I had with Cucumber. Because you guys are just all so cool. You and Multi would have been a very interesting duo. Multi's just so much fun to hang out with. It's just it would have been great. It would have been chaotic. I would have banned any kind of lava use, but even Ivan would have been like, "What the hell are those two doing?" I see that. Yeah. I definitely see that. You guys also have such a vibe. Let's see. I'm just trying to think. It's like this. I mean, yeah. It would have been so interesting to have so many different. I do love that I was team with Cucumber, because Cucumber and I have very similar mindsets. We're on very similar wavelengths in many things. And we didn't even know, because we hadn't hung out, like, just the two of us. Like, we'd hung out in groups, but just the two of us had, like, barely hung out. We definitely had a couple of chats. Chaos Duo was still one of your favorite duos. It was a very good duo. It was very memed. What happens if we add to a white layer? Oh, that's very highlighted. Gotta be very careful here. And then what I'm going to do is not multiply, but I'm just gonna... Oh no, I am gonna multiply. I have to multiply. No, the little cloud makes me happy. You did call it. It would have been very funny if I had been twinned with Multi, because we were kind of like memeing it. We were memeing it the entire time. And I was terrified of it. But yeah, in the build up to like the live series, you always think like, well, who would it be fun to hang out with, right? And gosh, what was I thinking? I was thinking that it would be really cool to hang out with, or anyone, but I always like, in the live series that we play, to hang out with people that I don't usually hang out with very much, right? Like, I hadn't ever really hung out much with, like, back in the day, I hung out quite a bit with Sunny, but in the last few years, I haven't. Because it's always on the Ever SMP, and I'm not really. But, like, Sunny is OG. Sunny's been here forever. So back in the, like, old school Ever SMP days, I was on the server a lot more. And I mean, same with Cucumber, I guess, but I guess I didn't hang out with Cucumber as much back then. Obviously, all the mods, like, as much as I love, like, I think they're all fantastic and it's always fun with them. I don't go out of my way to team with them. Or, I don't go out of my way not to team with them, but I kind of, like, try to kind of stick to people that I haven't hung out with as much. Because I want to, you know, hang out with new peeps and, like, get to know how awesome the rest of our group is. And so I definitely, you know, wouldn't have complained if I'd been twinned with Zim, who I know very well, or if I'd been twinned with Beamy again, who was my Everlife peep. So, like, I wouldn't have had a problem with it, but, like, I very much enjoyed the fact that I could hang out with someone that I hadn't hung out with one-on-one much, at all, right? So that's kind of like, that's why I loved Twin Life as well, is I really like how that kind of worked out. And yeah, kind of going into it, I was kind of like going like, well, who have I not hung out with much? Hydrate, thank you, I hydrate. I actually don't have my water bottle with me anymore. I was having lemonade and the lemonade is empty. I do have my water bottle, it's in my bag. But yeah, before Twin Life and everything. Dude, I think I've really ruined this water bottle. Like, the water in it does not taste good anymore. If it's been in there for, like, a couple hours. Oh. It's because I had coffee in it and I didn't clean it out immediately. The water does not taste good. But I will hydrate it anyway because I'm too lazy to go away from my desk. But, so yeah, going into, like, Twin Life, I was thinking... anyone who isn't a mod would be cool to twin with them. I have hung out with Mango quite a bit, so I was like, I was mentally going through like, who have I hung out with the least? And Cucumber and Birdie were the two people that came to mind that I'd hung out with the least, in the whole like, Everlife thing, or Twin Life thing. I think General was also kind of like high on that list of people that I haven't hung out with much, especially one-on-one. And so I'm really happy that I got to twin with someone that I hadn't hung out with as much IRL. Not even IRL, I'm an idiot. One-on-one. And so we got to know each other. And like even now we kind of like text, and the only times that I can really be online is the gaming streams, because your girl's busy. But like, yeah. It makes me appreciate the community that we have and the cool people that we have in it. And the fact, again, reiterating, the fact that I would have been happy to twin with anyone in that group really speaks much for it, right? You're on the struggle bus, but you're struggling with it with a fic. As in writing a fic or as in reading a fic? Lady K and I are on the same wavelength. Yeah. Writing. Double secret. Ooh. Are you stuck at a plot point, or are you stuck a specific scene? Do you have a plan on where you're going with the fic? That makes me happy. I like the little depth of the tiles. That's kind of really cute. How dare it be so cute? But like, it's the wholesome, so like it totally dare to be so cute. That's where the light's coming from. Maybe I should make the shadows on this side a bit darker. Probably when you're shading white, it just turns up purple. There's like no extra depth to it. It's just how it works. Kind of like that. Like this, like that. There we go. You hung out with a similar degree with almost all of the people, so you didn't have a strong preference, but Birdie was so perfect. All others would have been perfect too, but you never know in what way you would enjoy it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know who... Like, I don't go into the live series with a plan on who I want to team with, to be honest. I guess if we're going through everyone who has ever been part of the live series, and plus Henry, who's like on the roster of being part of the live series, I think I'd like to hang out with Starry a bit more. Just because we were like mortal enemies in Everlife. I think that would be fun. I think, honestly, at some point teaming with Sam would be very fun. Generally, just anyone. Well, I don't know. Oh, have I been quoted? Has there been quoting happening? I'm just kind of like, you know, I start going around my head. I'm like, this person would be cool. This person would be cool. And I'm just like, well, in my head going through everyone on the whitelist. And I'm like, well, yeah, everyone would be cool. Yeah. So I'm basically, to cut a long story short, I'm really happy that we have this group of people, because we wanted to try doing a live series a long time ago. But like, we just didn't have enough people. It was like me and some IRL friends that were talking about it. And I was like, look, there's like 4 of us. And I wouldn't want to play a live series with anyone else because I don't trust the other people, right? And so we never did it. But like, we're at the point now where I trust you guys. And I know we can have a fun time together. So that's kind of like the cool part of this. So, you did quote me on sending Cucumber away. She deserves to know how I talk while she's on holiday. No! Dang it. I have no safety. There is no safe space on this stream where I can just share stuff with you. Nothing is sacred here. Nothing can remain stream only. Right, how are we feeling with this? Do 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 do. I'm just trying to think, like, I don't really want any very strong. I mean, I've got some pretty strong highlights. Yeah. It's not too strong of highlights here. I kind of like the ambience of both of these. Like, this one is a bit darker because you're looking down on it and the light is coming from above. I think what I might do is just make this a bit wider to kind of aid with the ambience there. Yeah, I like that more. This feels like a bit of an empty space where there's not a lot of detail, but that's exactly where Cucumber is. I think. Let's have a look. Yes, so we don't need to have too much detail there. How are we feeling? Thanks, Kay. I didn't do any colouring of the line art on this one, it seems, so I don't think I need to do that here. They have, like, similar vibes, these drawings? I think they do. They both feel very nostalgic, very painterly. Yeah? I think they work together. We're feeling tired. Oh, bless you, my dude. But if you close your eyes. So yeah, actually this is like, other than the, so I'm drawing part 1 for Multi and Sam, so when they first meet, and I actually had an idea for a composition today, which has made me really excited to draw it. You know, sometimes when you sit like on an empty frame and you're like, I don't know how to draw this, I don't know what to do. But I've just had an idea for this frame, and drawing Sam and Multi in a wholesome way, so not without the angst, but just happy, feels weird, but I'm all for it. And I've just come up with an idea for a composition after long thoughts and long thinking. So I'm good to start drawing that. But then we get to the first chorus where it goes, and if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? Is that possible, you and Sam Wholesome? I don't know, man. I don't know. Time is your bully. And then this one is the next chorus. I've got the chorus parts, don't I guess? So then we've got this part being, and if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? And then we have, this is the bridge part where it goes, ew, 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 that kind of thing. And then we have, oh, where do we begin? The rubble of our sins. I'm gonna go for this composition. I like it more. But then we'll have flashback to Ever SMP again. And then, oh, where do we begin? And then once again. And if you close your eyes. I've got the chorus, haven't I? I've got the chorus. Does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And then we've got the final 2 frames of, it's mine and Cucumber's favourite moment, and Sam and Multi's favourite moment. So yeah. The crown breaking. Oh yeah, this one. So this one's going to be, so you're going to see a swipe. Hold on. You're going to see a swipe over the screen, and then you're going to see this the crown breaking. And then the entity face will light up. Will come over the screen. This is from this scene. Yeah. You two have the chorus? Ah, nice. That was completely unintentional, actually. It's just where the parts that I got landed, I guess. In fact, the only part that I requested was the bridge part. So I just somehow landed on a lot of the chorus parts. The burning ship frame. When I did the heart foundation drawing, I have a flair for the flames. Does it look like that? I need to oh, hello, wrong drawing. I need to compare. And if you close your eyes, oh. Does it almost feel like drawings? Yes. Burning heart foundation, heart foundation that burneth. The burning heart foundation. Sorry, I'm comparing the two drawings right now. I see it. The burning heart foundation. And then the kind of like guys looking on. I see it. Then you've got these two flames to kind of, these two frames to kind of like show that as well. I like drawing fire, what can I say? What can I say? It's a fun time to draw the flames. Less fun to actually draw these flames, honestly. Like, I think I drew this the week after. Yeah, this was the original drawing for the Draw the Song challenge. These ones. To the chorus. And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? So yeah, these were the original drawings that I did for the Draw the Song challenge before this became a map. And this was painful to draw. This was just as Twin Life had ended and I had no closure and I was just kind of like... I just kept sending Cucumber pictures going like, but why? Why must it burn? I have so much pain. And at the same time, I was also drawing this drawing. And I was like, look at the wholesomeness. I have so much joy. So it's very two-toned. Hey guys, we've finished part 6. This and this. I like. Nice. We add a tick. Boop. 100% done. And you know what? I think we can also do the shading on this one so that we can 100% finish this part as well. I don't think this will take as long as the burning ship. What I do want to do though is I want this kind of blue to be more present in these drawings. I want the background to be more bluish. So let's just yoink. 42. Everybody remember 42. The meaning of life, the universe, and everything. 42, 42. And then down from here. Also down to 42. There we go. 42, 42, 42. Right, so this all feels like it's in one scene. Don't delete that drawing. Everyone has a hands, yep. Yeah, because then if we do that, then we've got this drawing finished. This part 16 finished. Which I also like the idea of. Not 6 and 7, no, 42. 42. Alright. Let's do some shading then in that case. I like this multiply on Sam. So let us continue with this multiply on Sam. Obviously started somewhere. Ooh, hello. Is this supposed to be Adam? Well, we'll draw his veins somehow. And if you close your eyes... Oh, it doesn't go darker than that. Okay, that's good to know. So we have to do shrouded in darkness, cause reasons. Boop. Does it almost feel like you've been here before? Multi's expression in this frame, yeah, especially because it's like a case of the next time we see Multi's expression, it's this expression. It was like, yeah, I wanted to convey Multi going like, he's my twin, he's not gonna hurt me, nah, because I'm his twin, nothing will happen. I didn't do any shading on the faces. Let's just correct that.
I'm gonna have to go through the rest of this animatic. I feel like I've forgotten this all the time. Have I shaded the faces? Alpha lock. We might have to quickly do that before we continue here, because that's important. While I remember. This was the frame that convinced me. Have I shaded this frame at all? I have not. But usually when I, like, shading the skin is something that I do while I'm, like, colouring the face. It's, like, the last step that I have. Or, like, colouring generally, like, putting down the base colours. Before the shading step, right? So that's kind of what I do there. And we've shaded, but we haven't highlighted, you silly sausage. Dude is already very pasty pale, so there's not that much highlighted needed. It's so fun, like, picking skin tones off of Minecraft skins. Because you get so many different skin tones through that. Like, some of them are a bit wacky, like Tango's Minecraft skin is very yellow. So I kind of adjust that accordingly. But it's really fun kind of just seeing the diversity that you have there already, just through, like, colours that people have chosen to have, their skin to have. Boop. I mean, that's always what I'd recommend people to, if people are, like, struggling to get, like, different skin tones, different nuances of skin tones in their characters, like, go to, like, human-looking Minecraft skins and colour pick from there, because you can get so many different ones. It's crazy how much, like, Minecraft has helped, like, you know, develop my art style and my, you know, my art ability. Because you know, even leave like drawing over screenshots, right? It's such a cool creative tool. I mean, have you guys seen Mumbo's most recent video? I started watching it just before the stream, where he kind of like takes pictures, like proper, like, professional pictures, of Hermit's bases and turns them into, like, Minecraft paintings that they can have. I think that's such a cool idea. And I think it just gives merit to how beautiful the game is and just what you can do with the game. I always find it very interesting, like, trying to explain Minecraft to people who don't play Minecraft, because very many people think that it's, you know, like Roblox. It's a little bit mind-numbing. You just, you know, play PvP games, or you kill the creepers, or I don't know. But it's like, it's so much more, and I feel like a broken record whenever I try and have to, like, explain that to people. It's all tricky. Especially when they find out that I did that I do, like, animatics for for Minecraft YouTubers. That's always, like, I always get, like, very weird looks, but I'm like, well, they tell cool stories, right? Roblox is much more limited in telling story, yes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know my way around Roblox personally, and I just kind of, like, imagine that's kind of more where the young kids, brain rotty kind of thing that people expect stuff to be, hang out, but maybe that's not the case. I don't know. Yeah, I find it hard to kind of explain that kind of thing to people, where it's like, no, it's not like that. People tell really cool stories. People always have told really cool stories, like, think back to Shadow of Israfel and all that kind of stuff, right? Gotta remember to go watch Gem's new episode after stream. I don't think I saw that. Don't think I saw that uploaded. I'm a little bit behind because I've been busy this weekend. But yes. Oh, hello, Red Rabbit thing from Hollow Knight. How are you today? Red Rabbit thing from what? Hi, Talk About. What are you referencing? Huh? Red rabbit thing from Hollow Knight. Hornet? Maybe? Why are we talking Hornet? Oh, the Pico Park character! Oh. Was that the first thing you saw when you came into stream? I love how this is where the Pico Park character is most visible. Or the ants from Silk Song? I don't know. Yes. Locked in finishing your part of the map. Yeah, I think I need to stop watching YouTube on the side. I really like watching YouTube while drawing. I do it a lot. But sometimes with things that just take so much concentration, I never get them done because I just need to concentrate. And I don't concentrate from watching YouTube. So maybe I need to be like, no more YouTube for me and just like focus on map. Tomorrow and Wednesday are my big chances to get a lot of progress done. So, check in on me tomorrow and Wednesday to see what I've done. Thing is, right, I finished my contract for the World Biodiversity Forum at the end of the month as well. And there's a couple of things that I still want to do for that as well. And I'm like, I don't have the time. I've also just realized that Multi's mouth has not got the pinkness in it that a mouth would usually have. I need to add pinkness to Multi's mouth, which is a very weird thing to say. I feel. The things that you say when you're drawing are just like, what the heck, man? You're only slightly embarrassed at only asking now after being watching my stuff for a while. Had this debate with your other brain cell. What you asking? Sorry, what were we asking? Have I missed something? Can finally focus on getting the clothesline right. Good for you, my dude. Talk about what? Oh, you're asking the question now. Ah! Okay, hold on. Not the weirdest thing said here. Anyway. Katie row as the boat or Katie rov? Oh no, it's Katie row, like row your boat. Katie row. I don't think I've ever heard. Yeah, Katie. I guess Katie rov would work. Rov. No, Katie row. That is what it is. There we go. That's the highlights. Let me just quickly. Ruff. We're getting dog-like. Let me just check. Yes, I have added the face highlights there. I definitely did there because I did that just now. There's none here. I haven't done it here yet. Oh, Dragon, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dragon. Alpha lock. Oh, wait a minute. I need to draw scales as well. Guys, we're going on a side quest. Bear with me here. Bear with. We need to side quest this up. Dragon needs dragon scales. How could I not do this? There we go. Focus took. Scale the dragon. Yes. Actually, I can be lazy and grab from here now too. Ha 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 ha. It's crazy how much life a character gets just by like adding a bit of shading to their face. That's why I always do this as like an extra step of shading, because our skin has very different shades of color depending on where you look at the skin. Bum bum ba-da-ba-dum bum bum. Oh, not that kind of scale. Is it right that you didn't add dragon in your part? How would you... What do you mean add dragon? What do you mean didn't add dragon? Where didn't you add dragon in your part? Where would you have added dragon? In like the... what's it called? Do you mean in the... in D major? Part description? Yes, yes. No, absolutely, because in the whole... I guess that's true. You guys didn't really hear much about that. There was a running gag in the Life Series Discord that those three, Theo, Starry, and Henry, were the ones scripting each episode. So that was kind of like the running gag that was them. They were the ones who wrote the whole story, right? And it was only those three, no one else. Like, you could have, there was Hamster, there was Koning, there were a bunch of people who took part in Everlife but didn't take part in Twin Life. And so, yeah, it was those three who did it. I haven't even coloured in that guy yet. That guy. I haven't coloured in that Sam. Does that hand get things? Yes, it did. I'm guessing this hand also did. Indeed. Just checking to make sure, yes. I would have let you know if there was like something that big missing. Don't you worry. So, Sam got something. Birdie got some highlightage. Birdie's bird got some highlightage. Mango did. Katie did. Cucumber did. Ooh, cucumber gone. Multi did. Sound like I was saying cucumber dead. And then here. Cucumber did. Katie did not, but you can't see any of my skin pretty much, so that's fine. 1 FPS at 144p. Oh my gosh, yikes. Katie, did you prefer grasshoppers? What? I don't get that reference, Ivan. They're confuddles. I am officially confuddled. That cucumber got... Yep, okay. We have shaded everyone else's skin. That's good to know. Cool. No, I don't want that drawing. I want the next one over. Shvoop! Let's do some shading. Shading. Boop. Da-da-da-da-dum. I love how you can just make things look so much more in a scene just by shading stuff. Doop 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 doop. Deep deep. For once, Blue Jay understands. What? I don't get it. Someone please explain it to me. I don't want to be left out of the loop. I wanna know what's happening. I wanna laugh too. I wanna laugh what people are laughing about. I also want the funnies. A katydid is a type of bug? Oh. I'm a biologist. A katydid is a type of bug. What the heck? What they look like? Are they American? Bush cricket. Oh, they look like grasshoppers. Whoa, there's some really cool ones. Wow, look at this one. Is that AI? That can't be real. That can't be real. Look at this guy. Oh, sorry, hold on. Insectophobia warning. Insectophobia warning. We're looking at bugs, okay? Give me a sec, okay? Okay. Hold up. Sorry. Is everyone okay with me switching screens now? I'm hearing no complaints. Let's go. Look at this guy. What the heck? What the heck? Wow. And like this guy? I think these have to be American. Katie did. Wow. What the heck? And the fact that this is not an alien. What the heck? Hold on. Katie did. Type of cricket. Bush crickets. Longhorn grasshoppers. That's what they are. Distribution. The distribution map. Okay, I feel less bad about myself. I feel less bad about myself. They're an Eastern American thing. Or Central. And Australia? I'm just looking at Google pictures. This is fantastic. So, I feel less bad about not knowing them now. Oh, and Katie, it is American, North American name. Okay, cool. Bum, ba-da, bum. Cool. Man, I really wish that I was called Katie Did now. I feel like I need a rebrand. It would be so cool to be named after a grasshopper. What the heck? Aw. Anyway, distraction's over. It's getting a little bit dark, so I'm just going to quickly go and switch on my light. Be right back. And she said that, oh no! I ran into my plant and it lost a leaf because of me. That's not good. Let's put the plant out the way. Okay. Whoop! I return for some more art. Let's lock in and get these 3 shaded, eh? Let's do the lockage and locking in. And then we'll have finished 2 drawings, which is great. 2 parts actually as well. We'll finish 2 entire parts of the map, which will bring the total parts that I've finished to 3 parts, which is half of my parts. Nice! And they're some of the longest parts as well. 3 parts? 6 parts? Have I done 6 or 6? Do I have 6 or 7 parts? Hold on, maths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 parts. Oh, not quite half. Almost half. But like the drawings that I have to do, or the parts that I have to do left aren't as long. As a broad group, they are. Oh, that's why it only showed me the American distribution. Okay. I was really sat there going like, why do I not know that these exist? At least I didn't leave you. How dare. What kind of pink is that? What the heck? What's happened to the... Hello? Why did we go so orange? Oh, speaking of going orange, that was a misclick. There we go. Swoop. Right, let's get some real proper shading for salmon here. Some real darkness.
Like he's got the portal. Although the portal is kind of like a purple glow, but he's got the essence of the portal looming over him. Of gore. I should probably start announcing the map on the YouTubes. I have like so fallen off like being active on YouTube for the Everin channel. I'm really bad. I used to do community posts and everything, and I've just completely lost track of that. So I should probably just start that again and just, you know, back post maybe some pictures, some things from the Draw the Song challenge, from the Draw This in Your Style challenge, and then bam, new animatic, new map, new community project. I will just kind of like erase a bit of his cheek here, because right now he looks like a purple alien. And I know he's from Australia, but I don't think Sam's a purple alien. Close though, close. Right. Let's start shading Cucumber. Living mask. Why does it not save colours that I want? Can I please have... Please sir, can I have my colours? I'll do this. And then I'll do this. And that's our two shading colours. Out of context quote, always. Sam is absolutely a purple alien. At least in the portal part. True. True, true, true. So I'm actually going to do large amounts of shading with Cucumber again. Similar to what I did with Sam, but only like really one side of her face. Because she's kind of like turned to the light. So the whole idea is like Sam is like shaded from the back. So dude is like shrouded in darkness. So I might even do a bit of this. I've got to figure this out. I've got to figure this out so that like everyone looks like they're part of the same scene, but Sam just looks especially dark. You like to share it with others? Of course. Of course, of course, of course. Share it wherever you wish. That's the whole part of it. We get to like share how awesome each other's art is. I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited to be so proud of our community, man. I already am. But just like outwardly proud, does that make sense? Like we're a bunch of artists coming together and doing stuff together. Right, okay, let's try this again. Maybe it brings me out of it because the purple is not really much of the same color as the background. Maybe that's why. I'll just lightly shade in Cucumber and then I'll lightly shade in Multi. Because that might help me with like getting these, making these guys feel like they're more in the scene. Just add like darkness. It's tricky because they're all pointing in the same direction. You've been sort of telling a different streamers community you're in that you're part of a map and you really want to show them when it finally comes out. Absolutely. Go for it. I'm just at the point where I'm really happy to kind of celebrate the awesome artists that we have and like, you know, be a community of artists. And people who appreciate art. Not everyone has to be an artist. That is also, you know, I want that to be said. If you're not an artist, you are also welcome. But, just people who like to do art and like to appreciate human art, you know? It's important nowadays.
if I get a bunch of views or maybe comments from random people, that's probably from other streamers community. Lol. Nice. So you guys also like really supportive of each other over there, because that's so cool. I think it's so important to have like supportive online spaces. I think it's important in general just to have supportive spaces, and like have supportive spaces that are not just online. Have like IRL supportive spaces as well. That's also very important. But I think there's like so much negativity online that I think just to put a little bit of kindness and a bit of support out there in the world is pretty important. And it makes me really like happy to be in that position where we have that. And you know, it's something that we had to build. We had to come a long way to get here. And I'm excited for the journey that we still have ahead, you know? One of those kind of things. And because, you know, I started out, you know, it was just me. And, okay, if you talk really early of like the Instagram and original character stuff that was shared, it was me, Simon, and Lena, but mainly me. And then it was just me who posted the live series animatics. And it just feels like it's become so much more than that. And like, you know, thanks to you guys. Good friends in that community in this one. Nice to hear. I've made some fantastic friends. It's like, it's when you kind of, you know, you kind of get to that point with friendships where you're able to talk about difficult things and get the support that you need then, or if you meet people IRL, and then it's really cool, and it's just like, wow, then you realize, wow, this is real. These people are real, these people are actually really cool. And that's just where it kind of flipped a switch for me. Hello, Henry. Hello. That's where it flipped a switch to me, where I was like, wow, this is really something that's worth having. And worth, you know, fostering this community in this safe space. You know? We're being all sappy, Henry. We're being all sappy and being all appreciative of the community, because the community is really cool. While I shade Sam Cucumber and Multi here. Wait a minute, you're cool. Yeah, you are. And it's just like nice to have a kind space, right? We have no tolerance for any kind of meanness, unless we're talking about ham-hating women. That's completely accepted. That's a fine fact. But yeah, no tolerance for like any kind of mean things. So, you know, it fosters a safe space. And I think that's cool. Do. Why does Cucumber look more shaded than Sam? What kind of purple have I used on Sam? What the heck? I think it's the purple ambience and I didn't shade himself properly. Bleh. Sam is the angsty one here. Sam needs to be properly shaded. Jokes and lighthearted teasing is allowed, but being mean is on purpose. On purpose is not. Yeah. It's sometimes a fine line to tread, especially if you're kind of like, I don't know, if you don't know the person very well necessarily that you're kind of teasing with, and you're kind of like just starting to cross that line of like online acquaintances to friendship or online strangers to friendship. It can sometimes be a difficult road to kind of cross. And we've had to kind of like point out to a couple of people like, maybe don't say that and here and there. And, you know, it's like we're very quickly like smacked down of like, no, don't do that. And sometimes it's felt like overly policing in some kinds of situations. It's felt like, oh no, are we just going too far now? But I feel like the community that we've ended up with has been worth kind of like some of more strict words. You know how to tease and at everyone. No, Ivan. Don't take advantage of being mud. You can't do that. Poke. The friendly poke. I kind of like it looking like Sam's skin is almost purple, so I might just keep it and be fine with that. Happy to do a bit more shading on Cucumber though. Do 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 do. Hydrate, thank you, I hydrate. Anyone that expressed discomfort or feeling bad, we apologize and stay away from making jokes about that. Yeah. I'm really sad to be drinking out this bottle. The water in it tastes so bad, man. And it's like it's from... I'm just trying to think, did I fill it up somewhere bad? I can't remember where I filled it up last. Might have been a dodgy fountain that I filled it up. Don't fill up your bottles at dodgy fountains, kids. That's how it works. It's alright, it's alright. I do still need to hydrate, so it's fine. Do 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 do. Otherwise, someone tell you if you say I would do something that is probably not good, so you're aware not to do that again, as Henry has a good point about the discomfort. Yeah. And yeah, and just being open to like everyone coming in. Anyone, no matter where you're from, no matter what your background is, all that. We're welcoming unless you give us a reason not to be welcoming, you know? We welcome everyone with open arms. We greet the world with open arms. Greet the world with open arms. Oh, by the way, guys, I went to see the Odyssey yesterday. Don't fill up from dodgy fountains, drink straight from them. Rule of Constitution. How was it? I really enjoyed it. More than I was expecting. I enjoyed it much more than I was expecting to enjoy it. Because I was really thinking like, oh man, Hollywood's doing annoyingly bad at the moment. Well, actually, no, they're doing better at the moment. Project Hail Mary was great. This was great. Does this mean we get clobbered with the club later? Good point. I have so many thoughts, but I think I'm gonna like leave those thoughts to when more people have seen it, you know? Was there parts that were changed from the OG? Yes. There were parts that were changed from the OG. Here and there. Not in a story-altering fundamental sense. If you think about it in an epic sense, because it was very interesting, because I watched Epic, then I read the Odyssey, and then I watched the Odyssey, right? Epic isn't very true to the Odyssey. Like, the book, The Odyssey, from the alleged author Homer, has a very different plot line than Epic the musical. Like, you start with Telemachus, and like a third of the book is following Telemachus on diplomatic missions, where he asks about Odysseus. And there's no Polites in the original Odyssey. Polites is mentioned once in the original Odyssey book, or in the book, the version that I read, Polites is mentioned once. And Polites is mentioned as like my good friend that was silly enough to get himself caught up with Circe. So like Polites is mentioned once and its connection to Circe, and I'm like, huh? Yeah, so no Polites. You think you would have liked it more if you weren't shuttled to it right after waking up? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'd had a full work day, so I was awake. But, no pancakes? I won't say pancakes, I'll say bitten off legs. I'll say bitten off legs. But I do want to do like talk about my thoughts chunky soup. If we're talking about the Cyclops, there were no pancakes, but there was the biting of of limbs and heads. He has a scar on his leg, but what? Yeah, he has a scar on his leg. That was really cool. That was true to the original. No breakfast at all? You woke and immediately went to the 3 hour long... What the heck? Okay. Did you at least have popcorn to substitute for your breakfast? Was there at least that? I really like Cucumber's expression here. And I like that it looks a bit dark. That was an interesting way to word things. I mean I'm trying to do it in a way that's not too spoilery. But yeah, I want to have a more in-depth thing when more people have had a chance to go and watch it. Because I have thoughts. I have many thoughts. Some good, some bad. But definitely plentiful. I think one thing I will say now is I think I was unreasonably irritated by Agamemnon. Because at the beginning I thought like I could get over the armor. I'm sure we've all seen the armor. I could get over the armor and just accept that it was part of the world. And then they ruined it for me. Little popcorn and some chocolate. Oh man, my dude. Me? I can't get over Agamemnon, okay? He kept that thing for his... I'm a bully. Someone's calling me a bully. They should have just hired a different actor. Do you want to come in and share your thoughts?
I just want to say that you are very mean to him.
I'm very mean to Agamemnon.
Yes.
I think I have rights because he was so intimidating and then he wasn't. Everyone says hi, Simon.
People with high voices can also be very threatening.
Okay.
It's representation.
So what Simon is referencing, because I hadn't actually referenced what I was mad about. Agamemnon has all this aura. He's aura farming so hard with this massive armor and this massive stature. And then he starts talking. And he's got this like really high voice. Simon's having none of it. He has this really high voice and it just takes me out of it immediately. I'm just imagining imagine Darth Vader had a voice like instead of like the Darth Vader voice that comes out, Luke Skywalker speaking, right? So I'm not saying like massive, really high voice, but like Manny the toilet. Hello. You also wish Penelope had been given just a little more time, more agency. They went through all this trouble to tell Odysseus' story the way they did, but God forbid let women have some say. Jar Jar Binks was not that bad, but like with you see this really dark and brooding and like this character. Do you know what I mean, Lady K? Or did this not disturb you as much? Because it just annoyed me. It's just like, oh. If Darth Vader's voice was actually the guy in the suit rather than James Earl Jones, probably. I don't know what the guy in the suit's voice was like, but it just took me out of it because I was expecting I was expecting Zeus from the Odyssey, whoever played Zeus. I can't remember his name. But like dark voiced by Alvin the Chipmunk. It's not that bad. It wasn't that bad. I'm overplaying it, but it took me out of it. And then they like have this image. I think they show his face maybe once. They made it like a good point of like not properly showing his face. But when he arrives home and they take off his helmet and you've got this big like strong character, and they take off his like helmet that has we need to look up this armor in case some of you haven't seen it yet.
Odyssey Agamemnon helmet. Like, dude had a helmet like this. He does actually look like Jack Black voice. I am Darth Vader. Wait, no, I am your father. Here we go. So this is what the helmet looks like, right? And then they remove his helmet, and he's just got the most luscious locks of, like, you know, the pretty boys of TikTok. I don't know. It's like good. He's got this like perfect, like luscious locks head of hair, and you're thinking like, I'm expecting like a rugged warrior, and it's just like I just couldn't take it seriously. I'm like, Agamemnon's a pretty boy. I just couldn't take it seriously anymore. No, you know what I mean. The thing that really took you out of the audience of my daddy shit. Yes. Lady K though, the interaction between those two characters. That one interaction has definitely very wrongly spawned tens of thousands of AO3 fanfics. I'm 100% sure about that. I tried to do an I'm your father line, Chimbo, and you could not. But yeah, yeah, I'm being really mean to Agamemnon, but like, I was able to like buy the whole aura of it. But then the aura was suddenly gone for me. And then I was out of it, and every time that he then appeared in like scenes out, like he didn't have many scenes after that, but every time I was just out of it again. Yeah. Thing is, like, before the film started, we already knew that those two characters were being shipped really heavily. Because a friend had said so, like a friend had told us about it. I can't remember who said that. I think Simon might have. I can't remember. But yeah, we found out that those two were being really heavily shipped, and I'm coming from the perspective of Epic, and I'm like, no, those two you can't ship those two. Please no. Like from like the context of like the songs that they sing and stuff like that. And so yeah, that's that's why I was like thinking, help. But now I understand it. Having watched the movie, I understand it. I get the tension. Yes. And that's all I will say about it. But I enjoyed it. It was a good film. If you don't know The Odyssey, then I think you can very much enjoy it. It can be a very good movie for you. Even knowing The Odyssey and knowing like Epic, like being tainted by Epic's kind of interpretation of The Odyssey. I wouldn't say tainted, but like seeing, you know, another interpretation of it. I think it's still enjoyable. It was still enjoyable. So yeah, I understand the hate that it got with like the lack of Greek representation and all the things that they tried to do to make it more historically accurate and then failed to. But yeah, I think this movie was hated on and I take full responsibility for being on that train of disliking it just because of the screenshots that you saw before the movie came out and how historically inaccurate they were, and then judging the entire movie by that. I'm also guilty of that, and I think that was unfair of us. I think is my spoiler-free kind of TLDR. There are still some points in where I'm like, I don't like what they did there. But I still enjoyed it. One more thing I will say though, they did my girl Scylla so dirty. The CGI budget had run out by the time that they approached Scylla, because my gosh, the absolute bot shop job that they did there, awful, looked so bad. Everything else was like pretty alright in like a stylized way, but Scylla, flippin' heck. Like you could have had like a little bit less of the CGI around Cersei, if you know you know. And then given a bit more to Scylla. Given a bit more of the budget to Scylla. But I recommend go watch it. Go watch it in IMAX if you can, because I definitely think it's a movie that's worth watching in IMAX. it was shot for it, and I think that we didn't watch it, but yeah, it really did. Yeah, and if you have to close your eyes around Cersei's scenes, then feel free to, because they were creepy. Did not like. It intrigued me, but it also really creeped me out. It went on too long. It was genuinely scary in a good way, yeah. Bum, bum, ba-dum. Our movie had like, because Swiss films always have like a break in the middle of them, so that you can like go you know, go to the bathroom. It's traditionally called the smoke break, so that people can go out and have a smoke. But that's when we get our ice creams in the break, and then we've eaten our popcorn by then, and then we have ice creams in the break. Yeah, we get an intermission in every single film, even if it's like 1.5 hour film. Pardon me. Even if it's like 1.5 hour kids movie, we get a break, and that's when we go and get our ice cream, just to kind of stop people from going out in the middle for the bathroom. And so our break was after they'd left the island with the giants. I can't remember what the giants are called, but like, you know, got one ship left. In Epic, it was Poseidon sinking most of the ships. You want intermissions? Yeah, like plays do. It's kind of like part of the whole movie experience. Like, you get your popcorn and then you sit down, or you know, your other snack of choice, and then by then you've usually finished your popcorn or your snack of choice by the intermission, and then you go and get an ice cream, and then you can like talk about the first half of the movie. There's a 15-minute intermission. But by the time that intermission came in, and it's not always exactly halfway through the film, it's sometimes like a little bit before, a little bit after the halfway part. But our halfway part was when there was when they left the Giants Island. Yes, the whatever Joel said. Whatever Joel said. And I was basically going there like, they still need to tell so much of this story in half. And I was just going like that. If they like remove like Cersei or the sirens, I'm gonna be so salty. Because I was like doing the math. I'm like, how the heck have we not progressed that far in this story yet? But yeah, I'll say like it got quite weak story-wise towards the ending. It started getting a bit gimmicky for me. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And I could go more into that if people are interested, but I want to give people a bit more of a chance to go and watch it so that they get a spoiler. Their spoiler review is yes. Cersei was your favourite part. I don't know what my favourite part was. I don't know if I'll have to think about that. I mean, I might go and watch it again with my dad and my brother in IMAX. We were kind of talking about that, because I think it would be nice to see it in IMAX. But maybe I can think about what a favourite part is then. Oh no, I know exactly what my favourite part is, because yes, I know my favourite part. I think my favourite part was when Telemachus and Odysseus meet for the first time, and Telemachus realises that Odysseus is his father, or that, you know, the beggar is his father. I've done so much shading and I have not been thinking about what I'm doing. Am I happy with this? I don't know. Maybe we need an overlay layer on these. It looks like they're out of place. So maybe I need like an overlay layer that kind of desaturates the colors a little bit. Let's have a look. Let's see what this looks like. And that does not desaturate the colors, that actually saturates them. So that doesn't work.
Oh, but I think that does include multi more in the scene. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them an overlay layer. Clipping mask. And overlay. I don't always do overlay layers, but if I feel like a character does not fit a scene very well, I do. Yeah, it worked better for Cucumber. Why does it make multi look so pink? Maybe I need to make this layer a bit less saturated. Ah, that looks better, in my opinion. Bye, Henry. Hope your dad has a nice birthday. Did you sing in your mind during the movie? I sang with like when it came to like full speed when they were on the boats. I was singing full speed ahead. I think at some point someone whispered in my ear, going like, "Oh, this looks dangerous," and then. You know, it was a very serious, I can't remember the moment, but it was a very serious, like, dangerous moment. But my brain was just going, it'll be a little bit dangerous, my friend. I need a mindset change for this. But you thought the ending was where finally everything came together. The parts with Telemachus and Penelope felt almost distracting until the end, in your opinion. Fair. But Lady K, here's the thing. Have you read the Odyssey, Lady K? Because that was what I thought when I read the Odyssey. Because literally, like I said, the first third, I want to say, or maybe the first quarter of the book, The Odyssey, the version that I read at least, and I'm assuming it translates that, like that rough outline translates to other versions. It literally like most of it is literally Telemachus going to different people who survived the Trojan War. Did I accidentally erase a part there? Didn't mean to. Is Telemachus going not just to Menelaus, but to different people who survived the Trojan War and got back home and asking about Odysseus? And like it takes like forever until. Hold on, I've got the Odyssey somewhere here. Yeah, it's next to my bed. Hold on. I haven't picked it up in a hot minute. It's a bit dusty. Reality TV show. So let's have a look at the chapter overview. So let's see. Yeah, it takes until chapter 5. It takes up until chapter 5, where Odysseus we finally start seeing things from Odysseus' perspective. And chapter 5 isn't, the Trojan War or, the Horse and the Infant. No, well, the Troy is its own book, its own Greek myth, its own separate thing. It's a lot longer than the Odyssey, I think. But no, we start from Odysseus' perspective with Calypso. In the end, it felt like two movies smushed together. No, we started with Calypso. And like, you've only got the Cyclops at page 100, Should have read and or listened to the Odyssey before watching the movie. You know a decent amount about it. Apparently enough to be annoyed by this movie. Yeah, that was kind of like my perspective on like, I really liked the fact that I listened to Epic first and then read the Odyssey, and it did irritate me having like all of this like talk of like, the suitors and stories about Odysseus, but not like Odysseus and all, hearing about they talk about Odysseus being like the unluckiest man alive kind of thing. Favorite of the gods, but unluckiest man alive, right? Never had to read the Odyssey. I do. Ooh, hello, Thunderbird. I'd switch this off. Why is alarm on? I don't want the alarm to be on.
yeah. Train of thought is gone. We say goodbye to the train of thought and watch it fly away into the distance. But yeah, the first like part of the Odyssey is like not from Odysseus' perspective. It's not linear like that. And so I actually really appreciated the film for taking that that kind of chronological side of it, like not doing it chronologically like the book didn't. I actually appreciated the film for doing that. And believe me, the scenes at the beginning of the movie with Penelope and Telemachus, far shorter than it felt reading it, okay? if that's any consolation. It felt like it was never going to end. It felt like the beginning of the book was never going to end. Right. Should we do some highlights then? Boop, clipping mask. And add. I think we're going to have to do some purple highlights in this kind of setting. Where am I? Oh, multi. Actually, I wanted to read Troy after reading the Odyssey, but I did not get around to it. Is this the right highlight tool? Or do I want to go more of a bluish and make it kind of cool, kind of cold? Now we'll go purple. Or do I go like the colour of the background? That might be more like it, yeah. Kind of like a moonlight. Moonlight comes creeping in. Let's do. I think I'm just going to do some light shading. Not too much. La, 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 la. From what very little you remember from reading about Troy, it's a very good story. Nice. We've got the Stephen Fry version, which apparently is a bit more of a dramatized version. I almost got the Stephen Fry version of the Odyssey, but I wanted to be a little bit more true to what it would have, like a more, obviously I can't read the original, and very few can read the original, but a more true translation. But I'm definitely ready for a more dramatized version of Troy. Because to be honest, as historical books often are, I live in a modern world with modern tales and modern ways of storytelling, and sometimes it feels a bit of a drag to go through some classics because I'm not used to that kind of storytelling. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum, dum, dum, dum. Speaking of classics, I've been trying to force myself through Wuthering Heights at the moment, audiobook-wise, and I've been struggling. And I've decided I'm going to give up because I need a bit more of a happier story right now. And Simon recommended the Lunar Chronicles. I don't know if that's how they're called in German. By dang it, what's the author's name? Marissa. Let me check. The Lunar Chronicles. Audiobooks, come on. Hello? Oh shoot, have I not got it downloaded? I thought I had it downloaded. Hello? Can I do ones that I finished, maybe? I don't want recommendations, I want ones that I finished. Dang it. I can't find it. But basically, the premise of this book is it's like Grimm's fairy tales. So like think Cinderella, don't know if Cinderella's Grimm's fairy tales. But like, yeah. Classic fairy tales. But set in like a sci-fi world in like the future. and it's really cool. So basically, the first story is like a kind of retelling of Cinderella. But like Cinderella's a cyborg mechanic, and instead of losing her shoe, she loses her foot. And it's really cool. It's like set in like future China in a city called New Peking, and there's like moon people. So like people, you know, colonized the moon, but then they stayed there forever, and they, you know, evolved to be different than the Earth people, and it's very, very cool. And there's like this new plague going around that they're trying to find a solution to, and oh, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it very much. I've finished the first book, and I have to wait for my Spotify audiobook hours to reset before I'm allowed to start this next book, which would be soon, actually. Yeah, the Lunar Chronicles. Hello, thank you. Who's it by? Lady K. Who's it by? Can you tell me the author? I knew it was Luna something. And the main characters, instead of calling Cinderella, the main character's called Cinder. And the prince is called Kai. And those two? Oof. And because Cinder's a cyborg, cyborgs are like looked down on from society. And so all this time, like, Kai is trying to ask Cinder out to the ball, and he doesn't know that she's a cyborg, and she's like, no, you don't want to go to the ball with me. And he's like, why not? Marissa Maya, Yes, very good. I think it's a German author. I've been listening to them in German. Look at the hope in those eyes. It's sad that that hope is going to get smashed into pieces by Sam's axe. Such a shame. Swoop! That's almost a multi done. And a little bit darker. Also did a Queen of Hearts story. Yeah, I'm going through the books now. Is that part of the Lunar Chronicles, or is that its own thing? Queen of Hearts. I'm just happy for like just a good fantasy story. Not too much, you know, gore and edginess, just a good story. Don't get me wrong, it's not all sunshine and roses either. It's got some dark moments. But I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Right. Clipping mask, cucumber. And then at some point, one day, I might revisit Wuthering Heights, because apparently a couple of my friends are wanting to read Wuthering Heights. I'm like, right, misery loves company. If you guys are doing it, I'll do it. Your favourite Lunar Chronicles book is the Little Red Riding Hood retelling? Okay. Is that the third book? Because I think Simone said the third book is her favourite of the Lunar Chronicles. And the Queen of Hearts is his own thing. Okay, okay. Good to know. Might be one of those things where I just click on the author after going through the books and I'm like, yes, thank you. I hadn't been ready for like long multi-part book series for after doing Lord of the Rings. So what I actually did is like an in-betweener. Was I got basically, I think it was just from a TikTok that I saw on my For You page. And it wasn't a TikTok, it was a YouTube short. Why did I say TikTok? But basically saying, these are good fantasy one-shots, in the sense of like, one story and you're done. Can't remember? Okay. I knew that there's, so there's Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella. Is there a Snow White one? There were 4 stories, weren't there? I'm so excited to, yeah. Simone's favourite characters haven't arrived though yet, so she's going like, oh wait, you don't know this person yet. But it's really fun to kind of like fan about it with someone who knows it. My train of thought is gone. Oh yeah, I was looking for like just
single story, like not like part of like any kind of multiple books thing, just for a couple months. Cause yeah, coming right out of the Lord of the Rings into another multi book thing is quite, it's a bit much for me. And so I basically just like, there was this one YouTube short that was like, I recommend these books, like from someone who I'd never seen before, never seen it since. Like, I recommend these one-shot books, and then one of them was Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson, and I was like, Brandon Sanderson? Definitely a good fantasy author. Are Rapunzel, Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, and Snow White? Ah, those are the 4 stories. Okay. And so yeah, Tress of the Orange Sea, of the Emerald Sea, and I was like, that sounds oceany. It's from Brandon Sanderson. Let's go. And it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Just as like a one and done booklet, and that was just before Twin Life as well. So I think it is definitely an ocean adventure. With pirates and pirate queens and cannons and everything, but in a very, very cool sci-fi setting. It's like fantasy setting, where they don't ride on waves; they ride on clouds of spores, which is very cool. And yeah, I very much enjoyed that, and that was just before Twin Life, where I read through that book, and it was very, very enjoyable. So I think that definitely also did influence my readiness to be double and triple down on the sailor theme in Twin Life. Posture check. I'm actually sitting up alright. I had like an in-between point where I was not sitting straight, but now I am again. I'm very comfortable right now. To figure out what to do with Sam's corruption. I think I've drawn Sam's corruption like differently every single time I've done it, which is so annoying. It's supposed to be drawing your OCs, but you've gotten thoroughly distracted by the stream. That's all fine though, my dude. That's why I'm really bad at like watching streams of friends whilst drawing. I always like, I'm like, oh, I'll just put it on the background, but then I just really want to chat. And then I don't do any drawing, so like if I'm drawing and a friend is streaming, I'm like, I can't watch. Even though I would love to. I know I would just get nothing done. Okay. How are we feeling? Is Sam dark enough compared to the others? I feel like Sam needs to be darker. Corrupted. What did I say? My conception of Sam's corruption has gotten corrupted. Yes, you could say that. Let me just see what I did here. It's just an add layer, that's it. Okay, well. What have I done here? That's definitely more than just an add layer. But this is more detailed. An add... Wait. Okay, an add and a normal layer. And the normal layer is quite dull. Compared to the... wrong one. Come on. Sam Corruption Father EXE. I don't trust. Also, what if we alpha lock and then we'll just... And then I'll just go over top and do an add layer and just draw over it again. At the same time, I can kind of add a glint to his eyes. It's going more pink than purple. Maybe we should make this more purple. Up the saturation more over to purple. Up the saturation again. That's the thing, when you try and make purple glow, it very quickly looks pink. Which, I mean, if Sam wants to be part of the Pink Pony Club, he can. That's totally fine. Doesn't bother me. I might just Gaussian blur this a little bit. Oh, it doesn't help if it's alpha locked. Alpha locking does not allow you to Gaussian blur. Maybe we bloom. Yeah, I think we bloom a bit so that it just kind of blurs just a bit. Like it's glowing. And in that case, oh, that's why Sam looks wrong. We need to add some purple glows to places. Because of course, some more sharper glows around where his corruption is. How could I not think of that? I like the idea that this is like on the side that is actually in shadow. So you've kind of got this room lighting around Sam. The others don't have, making him kind of like a bit otherworldly. Indeed, Gaussian blur, my beloved. Although I use bloom more than I use Gaussian blur. Because usually when I'm gunning for something that would need Gaussian blur, it's more of a case of I want it to be all glowy. Okay. I think that's cool, but I still want to add some darker shadows to Sam. It's difficult because he's got the yellow top. And the yellow top just makes it look muddy. How are you feeling? You know what I haven't done at all yet is I haven't added like eye highlights to the characters that have their eyes open. Didn't do it in the previous drawing either. It adds just so much life to a character. And Sam. I think I'll do less highlights in Sam's eyes. And then we'll do highlights in Cucumber's eyes here, which I totally forgot. Completely and utterly forgotten. I'm sorry, my friend. It's good old buddy Sam. Hi, Multi. You guys are you're looking so in that frame. You have so much hope in your eyes. We've been kind of like amusing the fact that in this frame you're like so happy and so much hope and my twin will never betray me, and then like 2 frames later you have this frame. So yay. What do we think? Do we think this feels like it's part of the same scene? So this one, then this one, then this one, and smack bang. Yeah? Do we think this is finished? Do we think it fits in? It feels so strange seeing Sam without the yellow streak in his hair. It's like I haven't drawn Sam very often, but the lack of a yellow streak kind of is weird to me. I'm happy with it. I think both Cucumber and Multi need a bit of a purple rim light as well. Not gonna lie. Like it's coming from Sam. I'd like it in this brush, actually. Because it kind of holds their silhouettes out from the background as well a bit. That's just the side that's facing Sam. Yeah, I think that's elevated it quite a bit already. Right. That I think, in that case, I also think that Sam needs a bit more rim lighting around him in general. Like, he's the source of this glow. The others are just getting it from one side because that's the side that Sam stood on, but Sam is cutting it from everywhere. From all sides. Because his eyes be glowing. Okay. Now just a bit of room light for multi. Especially the armor would reflect the light quite a bit. Shroop-de-doo. Oh, I've just remembered that I need to draw the entity soon. Me. Dang you, entity, with your armor. Funny thing is, this feels very much like the Ivan situation. Like, I'm definitely sure that the entity is very happy that it's so difficult for people to draw. It revels in that. What do we think? Is that enough of a rim lighting? I like how we've got purple on one side and blue. That is a little bit softer on the back. On that side. Entity smirks. Me. I'm happy. I might make Sam darker at some point, but yeah. Me like. Which means, for now, we've finished 2 drawings. And that means we finished 2 parts. And one of them was the part that I was most scared about because it included this drawing. So, like, we finished part 6 and 16. Admittedly, part 6 only had 2 drawings and one of them I'd already done before, but we finished this part. That if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? Yes, we finished art on the stream. And if we close our eyes... Yeah, this feels good. Nice! So no negative progress, very much positive progress. In fact, I'm tempted to do the maths on... I'm going to plunk you guys on the screen so I can do the maths on how much we have completed these parts. Who are you and what have you done with the real Keiichiro? I'm her evil twin who makes positive productivity instead of negative. Makes you ponder who is the actual evil twin here. Right, let me go to my progress. Oh, flippin' heck, this is such a bright screen right now. Okay, wait, where's progress? Oh, after the reference pictures, right. So part 1, 0 progress, understandable. Part 2, or part 6, has 100% progress. Part 16 has also 100% progress. Let's see, what was part 13 again? Evil twin life? Mm-hmm. All the switcheroos did something to me. Yeah, I'm all switched up. Okay, part 13. We're doing well on part 13, but part 13 has got an animation in it. So part 13 is the part where this part, this drawing, and this drawing are completely finished. This drawing doesn't have much more to do because it's not a very difficult frame. But then we have this one where we need to draw the background for the entity. And then we also have this one not the entity, Ghoul. And we also have this one where I need to draw like the animation of the breaking of the portal. So I think 65% finished. Maybe do 70% finished on that one. Because we have finished 3 entire drawings for that one. And we're well underway with the rest of them. So we'll say 70.
70%. Then part 17. This is basically like I started doing this so that we can kind of gauge how much progress we've done. Because we're asking everyone else to kind of give us a percentage on how much they've done. So part 17 is this one where it's just sketch, sketch, and then we've started doing line art. So originally I say it's only been, it's only been 5%, but I think I'm going to bump that up to 15%. Like I said, the other one's finished 100%, the other one's done 0%. But the two, like part 1 and part 25, literally just 3 drawings. Part 1 is just a single drawing, part 25 is 2 drawings. Not too worried about those. They'll be done quickly. All the other parts have multiple drawings in them. So they're disproportionately large in this calculation, but I'm fine with that. That doesn't bother me. I could calculate it a different way, but I just, yeah, whatever. I don't need to go that in depth. So 0% plus 100% plus 70% plus 100% plus 15% plus 100% equals. Divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 equals 55%. That's the same percent that we were on earlier. Where did I go wrong? Oh, I counted part 1 and part 25 into the same part because they're very similar drawings. I think that's why. I think I'm only counting that I've got 6 parts. So let's try that again. Dang it. I'm not counting it as 7 parts because parts 1 and 25 are just so small. So I'm counting those as 1 part. Right, okay, let's try that again. 100 plus 70 plus 100 plus. I'm overanalyzing this. Divided by 6 instead of 7. So we're at 64%. And this is why we don't like Katie maths. So we've done 64% instead of 55. That's an entire 10% progress. Almost. 9% progress. in an entire week. Okay, but think about it. We did negative progress last stream, so we'll say that was maybe 15% progress in a week, where I didn't have a lot of time to draw, so I'll take that. And I think we did a good 5% progress today. Anyway, am I doing maths out loud instead of just writing it down? I am writing it down, but I'm also saying it out loud so that you guys can feel like you're part of it, basically. But in case you want to, yeah, here's my. Actually, I've got two things to change here. So let me just update this. Boop. 12 parts. Hold on. Bear with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 parts finished out of 22. I have finished 13 drawings out of 22. That is an announcement. So you have difficult animation to do. We have one of you, one difficult background. One difficult background, yep. One base coloring. Yes, one base coloring. So we've removed 2 from the base coloring. So 1. Line art is completed in none of them. Messy composition sketch is 3 and empty frame is 3. Yep. Does that add up to 22? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. My math is wrong. Don't gotta bear with me. Bear with me. I feel, I can't bear it. I'm confused. 1, 2, 3. Messy composition sketches. 1 difficult background. 1 animation needed, 1 base coloring. Line art 0. 3 empty frames. Final rendering. Okay. You guys, this will make sense once I show you in a second. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Ba-da-ba-da. So this is my progress. Finished 13 frames out of 22, so we're way over halfway in that sense. One of them needs animation. Maybe 2 of them. If I have time, I don't think I will. And yeah, messy composition sketch and empty frames are just 3, and like, yeah, that's not a lot. So I think that 64% is very much an underestimation, which is not bad because then we'll see progress happen very quickly afterwards. Cool. And parts 13 and maybe parts 16 will have animation. I've talked about this on stream, right, where I've had an idea for 2 like parts that are more specific animation, where you know about this one. This one will be the portal breaking into shards, like destroying, and the beat where it goes when you close your eyes with the eyes, because that's where the instruments start. That's where it breaks. And then also I had an idea for animating the movement of Sam's axe going from this position to this position, kind of showing that he's hauling out, to then attack. So that is the second animation idea, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it. Who knows? Multi's heading off. Well, I'm also very close to heading off because I'm very, very happy with the progress that we made. Blue Jay must also head out. Well, let's all just scatter. Let's all just scatter and call it a night, eh? Sound good? Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I hope you had a good time. I certainly did. Scatter! I have not yet decided whether I am going to stream next Thursday because I have family visiting. Not 100%. But if I do stream, then we might start that new... I'll see how I feel. We might start that new... yes, this Thursday. I do mean this Thursday. Might start another indie game, the one that I talked about last week. We might work on the map, because honestly, we need to get this map finished. There's a deadline. I've never had a deadline for an animatic before. So we might work on the map, might play a game. I'm assuming Multi doesn't have Multi-Madness plans. If so, let me know, and we can readjust plans. But otherwise, I might see you on Sunday. Again, I don't know, as Princess also says scatter. I don't know, my family will still be around on Sunday. That'll be the last night that they're here. So again, I don't know if I can. No Multi-Madness this Thursday? Cool. I don't know if I will be able to stream on Sunday. Because, right now, family comes first. First. Family comes first. It's the first time that my Nana and my aunt will have seen my mother awake since everything happened. So it's very important. This visit is very important to all of us. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thanks for bearing with me and everything. I might see you next week. I might see you on Thursday. I might see you in a week and a half. Who knows? In any case, I thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I'll see you around. And all that is left for me to do is to send you guys off into the void that is the internet. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Offer a multi-grain madness this Thursday. We'll all make our favourite abominable dish and share it in the Discord. Wonderful. Sounds amazing. Bye, Princess. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.